and welcome to the Raceway at Western Fair District for the annual Holiday Drivers Challenge, all in support of Toys for Tots. It's a good-looking Sunday afternoon here. It's better than it being rainy or snowy. We are dry, temperature just above the freezing mark. The track is fast. We've got 10 races coming your way here with this live special coverage on Cosa-Tv. My name is Mark McKelvey, and I've got a couple of special co-hosts with me here today, although just one is here on time. The other we'll get to in a second, but please be joined by Hall of Famer Chris Christoforou. And Chris, thanks for giving up your Sunday to join us for what should be a fun day. How are things going?
Excellent, Mark. Thanks. Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm happy to be here, and at least one of us was professional enough to get here on time.
Well, you said it, not me, but I do maybe echo those sentiments. Where is our man, Bob McClure? He'll be with us in just a couple of moments, maybe running just a tad behind, but I'm sure he'll make up for it as we roll along here today. We've got a unique wrinkle to this year's Holiday Drivers Challenge. In the past, 8 drivers going head-to-head all the way through, and you get one single winner. A little different this year. We're going to have a team format as we have Team McDonald versus Team Borth. We'll outline the drivers right now as Team McDonald includes Paul McKenzie, Nat Day, and Jason Ryan. Team Borth, Dan Clements, Garrett Rooney, and Daryl Thiessen. Of course, the captains, James McDonald and Tyler Borth. But we're not going to waste any time. I believe we have our first race almost set to go. So, Chris, we can jump in and maybe get your predictions on who you think will perform well before they go to the gate. You're looking at these teams. I think they're probably very evenly matched.
I think you're absolutely right. They are evenly matched. We got 2 guys coming from Mohawk that are both really hot right now. James and Tyler are really rolling. They're captaining each team, and you've got Jason Ryan here is a long-time guy that's been racing here a long time. He knows the track. He knows the horses. Paul McKenzie, Dan Clements, Natasha Day, Daryl Thiessen, one of the newer guys, Cowboy Thiessen I call him. Garrett Rooney, another guy, knows all the horses, knows the tracks, knows how to race from each post position, so it should be exciting.
Garrett Rooney has certainly been surging. It's been a breakout season for him, one of the top drivers here at Western Fair. Speaking of Nat Day, she actually won the Drivers' Challenge last year. I know that was a big day for her and a bit of a career highlight. She'll try and repeat here, and I know she comes to today's action very hungry to have success. There is a look, though, at Tyler Borth, and you were mentioning about a couple of drivers that are red hot. We'll talk more about James McDonald in a moment, but Tyler Borth, talk about a breakout season, has made the transition full-time now to Woodbine Mohawk Park and has stepped in, kind of fits like a glove, really.
He's an excellent young driver. I watched this young man for a few years now, probably about 7-8 years, and since he started, and he's just gotten better and better. And I was telling Randy Waples, we were doing the live show at Mohawk a couple of times, and I told him, I said, this kid, he's got something special. So it's good to see. I know his dad. I raced against his dad many years ago, and Bill, good guy, and so it's great to see.
He has certainly been a workhorse this season as well. He's driven over 2,200 races. You know, you probably can't keep that up forever, but he's a young guy, and this has been the year to really stamp himself as one of the top drivers in the sport. So he captains one team, James McDonald, who last night went over $10 million in seasonal earnings. Quite the accomplishment. We'll talk more about that as the afternoon goes along, is the other captain. So we're set for race number 1. 1-5 favorite is number 2, Matt's Tuition. So there you go, James McDonald in a nice spot to try and kick off this day. Set to go, the man that calls the races here at the Raceway, the voice of the, I guess you could call him the eye in the sky, Sugar Doyle.
The heaviest of favorites, 1-9 on Matt's Tuition, brings them on to the left side. Mary Michelle Davis for the trip in seconds, third best away for Einhorn and fourth. Midfield fourth, you got Matt the Knight for Thiessen, and then came E.L. Wiles for Clements. Next to last, Drew the Dragon and Ryan trailing the field. Sherlock now and Day. Single file through the quarter mile. It was 28-2. Matt's Tuition looking for the second quarter breather. Appears he's getting it here at 3/8 completion. He's just coasting along the challenge. Matt's Tuition will try to wire them up here in race number 1. Second best continues to be Extreme Long Shot. Mary Michelle Davis, the uncovered. Matt the Knight underway for Thiessen and Clements. Richard the Dragon. Einhorn getting shuffled. Next to last, E.L. Wiles for setting it up third over. Day with Sherlock now. Outside up at 59-1. 30-4 rated. Second frame for the cheating man, Matt's Tuition. His lead is down to 3 parts of the way. Mac the Knife is offering up heavy first up pressure here as they battle on down the backside. It's still Mac Tuition, and it's Mac the Knife alongside Gapping third. Mare Machine David out there at fourth. Travels Einhorn, E.L. Wild Sports, saving ground to be fifth. The two-horse breakaway following three quarters. 128 and 3. It's Mac's Tuition, though his lead is just ahead. Mac the Knife giving him all he can handle here at 13 to 1 into the stretch they come. The stretch drive will decide it. Mac Tuition takes the cover. Mac the Knife, Daryl Thiessen leading two together. Who's got it? Who's got it? Race number 1 in London, either Mac.
What a finish there to kick off today's action here at the Raceway at Western Fair District. I think we've got a photo finish. Tough to tell there. It's always a tight angle here in London, but at the inside, Matt's Tuition was trying to go all the way, and then Mac the Knife and Daryl Thiessen on the outside maybe had other plans. These two come down to the wire, and we'll take another look here, Chris, but very, very tight. I am leaning. Maybe it is the outside.
What a battle. Hey, they went right at it tooth and nail from before the three-quarter pole. They were basically head-to-head. And I think, wow, I don't know. It's so close. I'm going to give James the advantage. His bike looks like it's a little bit forward ahead, but like you said, the angle here is a little funny at London, so it's hard to tell for sure.
Yeah, right on top of them as Matt's Tuition was the 1-9 favorite, was looking to get his fifth victory of the season. But I mean, just looking at the page there, he hasn't won in a little while.
Yeah.
A horse that on the season has finished second or third a combined 18 times. So winning isn't necessarily maybe his top objective at times, but here today, if he did hold on, he has to gut it out, and
yeah.
I'll give credit there. Thiessen comes first up, and that horse didn't quit.
No, old Mac the Knife, he's tough, old bird. He was out there fighting right to the end, so it was a good battle all the way to the wire, whichever way it turns out. I'm thinking by the looks of it, James might have got there first. Yeah, it looks
like
that
he
way.
Is coming back to get his photo taken. So a good start. The captain kicking things off and taking the top spot in race number 1. Well, Daryl Thiessen puts up a good fight for Team Borth. So just how you'd like it there. A good battle to kick off the day.
Excellent race.
That was brought us a little entertainment to get the day going. So back to the winner's circle is Matt's Tuition, trained by Michelle Sherman, owned by Sean Downey of Strathroy. 5th win in 41 starts this season, and you and I were remarking this horse races a ton. That's now his 80th start in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Not missing very many weeks, but you look at this group. These are the horses that kind of the hard knockers of the sport. They come and they race, and so much longevity for them.
He's a $2,000 yearling out of Prince Edward Island. He's a warrior. Look at him, $220,000 made. It was a nice purchase for somebody. He's been a good old racehorse, and 9 years old, still going, and tough old fella.
Going to go over $39,000 in seasonal earnings. So Matt's Tuition, who was backed heavily by the betting public, was 1-9, is the winner. And if you are playing along, wagering on today's races, race number 1 kicked off a pick 5 with a guarantee pool of $5,000, and that'll keep lots of people alive having the 1-9 favorite get the job done. Once again, we welcome you back to the desk, Mark McKelvey and Chris Christoforou, and we'll have Bob McClure in a bit. And when we get things rolling here, Chris, we're going to talk not just about the races today and the action we see, but also give you guys a chance. Maybe we'll talk a bit about the year that it has been, because we look at it now. We're at the holiday season. Good time to reflect on what's been of 2023. And we were talking about just before that race, the accomplishment James McDonald reached last night by going over $10 million in seasonal earnings. Hadn't been done since 2011. And we all know that was at a different time in our industry here in Ontario.
Yep.
The slots money was there. You kind of thought, would it ever happen again? And it has. Just quite the accomplishment. And, I mean, you are a multiple-time O'Brien Award-winning driver. How incredible is that $10 million season?
It's a dream season. And everything had to go James's way. You and I were talking about it earlier. The guy can drive. He's a heck of a driver, and he's done what he was supposed to do this year. I think everybody was expecting a big year again from him this year, and he did it. And kudos to him. That's a big number to put up. In a non-slot era where we used to get the slot money. I know Randy and Wables and we had some big years, up over $10 million and things like that. But it was a different time when we went for a lot more money. And to see James go over 10 in this day and age, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Big-time accomplishment. He's looking for his third consecutive O'Brien Award as Driver of the Year. I have to think he likely is the favorite. A couple other drivers have certainly had good seasons, including Louis Waugh, but I just think that $10 million number probably secures it.
I would think that should put the cherry on top, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we have one more member of our broadcast team to introduce you to. That is Robert Reed Jr. He's over in the paddock. We'll check in with him when we come back.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine's new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online, offers the best online service available. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easily as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To view the sales schedule, create your account, or learn more, visit www.preferredequineonline.com or call our sales team at 914-773-7777.
And welcome back, everybody, to Cosa-TV's coverage of the Holiday Drivers Challenge here at the Raceway at Western Fair District. It's all in support of Toys for Tots. We've got 8 drivers competing today. A member of Team Tyler Borth is Daryl Thiessen, just missed in race number 1, but let's learn a little more about the man that Chris calls Cowboy.
Daryl Thiessen, Elm Creek, Manitoba. Biggest influence, probably my mom and dad. They've supported me through a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and they've always been my biggest fans, and it's always good to do good for them. Probably winning 6 in a row with literally Hanover when she was a 3-year-old filly. That was a lot of fun. I wasn't driving a lot of power at the time, and it was fun to go on a little run with her, and she ended up being the Payson Filly of the Year that year. Not real good at Christmas shopping. Probably the 24th is when I started really getting into it. My most memorable moment in racing is probably winning at the Meadowlands. It's kind of the mecca of the sport, and anytime you get in the winner's circle there, it feels pretty good. Best part of Christmas dinner? Whatever the meat is. I mean, meat's where it's at, let's be honest. My Christmas wish list, just win races. I don't really get a lot of presents or ask for a lot of presents, just kind of take some wins when I can get them, I guess. One race I want to win, probably the North American Cup. Since I was a little kid, that's one I always watched on TV, and one that's always jumped out at me. It's $1 million race. That'd be pretty dang cool. New Year's resolution, just stay positive. Just take each day as it comes and just not set a bunch of big goals, just kind of chip away. It means a lot to me to be a part of the Toys for Tots Challenge. this year was kind of my comeback year, and it's a good chance for me to measure up at the end of the year where I kind of reign against James and Ty and those guys and see where I measure up, and Danny Clements and Paul McKenzie and everyone involved. They're great drivers, so I love competition, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where I stack up against the crew.
Oh, here we are. I guess we're live. Didn't know we were already on here, Daryl. So you just learned a little more about the man they call Cowboy, and I'm here with him right now. Sacred territory for me, right? I'm in the driver's lounge, which is kind of cool, hanging out with you guys throughout the day. So we'll get as much info as we can from you guys, throughout this challenge. But Daryl, first thing I want to ask you about, you were super excited about this being your first driver's challenge. Tell me about that.
Just as an athlete, I love competition. I've never been in one, but it's just a kind of a new look to do it and kind of a different way to race, and I love it. I love competition. I love seeing where I stack up, and I that's kind of what I crave in life. So,
and the excitement for it, building up to it. I mean, I saw you Friday night here winning the finale, big fist pump right to the grandstand. There was a good crowd on hand. So, just talk about getting amped up for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on a hot streak right now. I had a good week. I've won my last 2 races coming in. I won last night at Flamborough with one, and I feel good. Mac the Knife there, I never drove that horse in the first there. He was just beat a nose to win it, and it's good to knock the rest off with that, and it's a great way to start it off.
And familiarity for you, right? You've got Black Creek Rosebud in race number 8, so getting a little bit lucky there, getting one that you've won 2 of her last 3 on, so that's got to help.
Absolutely. She's been really good, really impressive since she's come back off for a break. Chris Haskell's done a great job with her, and she's not the easiest mare to drive and handle. She's a little tricky, so it's nice to be familiar with her.
Okay, and last question. You mentioned, athlete. So, you guys are all athletes, but, I mean, if this was a competition that wasn't on the racetrack, if it was an all-around athleticism competition, who would win?
I don't want to be arrogant, but, I mean, I think I would take that pretty easily.
All right, well, there you have it. You know what? I said you look like, you got the athlete swagger to you and walked over here. So Daryl Thiessen, he thinks he would not only, be able to win this competition today, but also if it was an all-around athletic competition. Back to you guys.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the hard-hitting questions. That's what we want to know. Daryl Thiessen, no lacking confidence, thinks he'd win if we were playing everything. Probably would at basketball, though.
I think, he might have a good chance at basketball, yeah.
You were saying to me, and sometimes, you got to chip in, do a bunch of different jobs around the industry. Sometimes I'm charting the races or the qualifiers, and when Daryl Thiessen's out there, I got to add a few extra lengths. What about if you're racing against him? I mean, you're almost feeling a couple off the front if he's cutting it.
He's got quite a lean going when he's out there, that's for sure. He leans right back in the bike, and when he's 8 feet tall, that kid, by the looks of him. So, yeah, he covers a lot of racetrack, that's for sure.
He definitely does. Well, the horses are going to come out for race number 2. We're going to have a field of 6. So if you are tracking along, we don't necessarily have full fields of 8 in all the races today. So if a driver is not participating in a race, well, they will pick up 5 points automatically. So it's just like if you were scratched, you would automatically get 5 points. And we're going to meet all the drivers as the afternoon rolls along and as we continue to learn more about Daryl Thiessen. There is numbers on not just the season, but for his career. This is a career best season here in 2023. And the one thing I always notice is I'm not sure where he's going to pop up. I might see him racing at Cal Expo. He mentioned that he was down at the Meadowlands a couple of months ago for a couple of cards. Here at the Raceway, he's just a bit of almost a traveler, I guess you could say.
He's a vagabond. He's everywhere, this kid. Yeah, but you know what? He puts his miles in, and he's getting drives, and he's doing well, so good for him.
Yeah, and one thing you got to keep in mind, again, is you get to see everything, right? I mean, that's only just going to be a little more to put in your bag as you go forward and a little more knowledge. Here is the field for race number 2. We're on the pace here. 1 Mock Jacobs, James McDonald driving for Kim Smith. That one is your current 4-5 favorite. We do have a scratch in this race, so we'll go down to a field of 5. We'll get to that in a second. 2, though, is Mr. Rebabilly. Tyler Borth is driving for Michael Stamp. This one is 10 for 42 on the season. Has a season's best of 156 taken over the track right here in London. The 3 is scratch, so Dan Clements will automatically get 5 points. We move on to number 4, Good and Sweet. It's Paul McKenzie driving for Kyle Bossens. 3rd last time out, just missed by a length. Still in search of that first win this season. 5 is Maximus Power. Nat Day is driving for trainer Cassidy Schneider. 1 for 18 on the season, but has been a good check collector in recent starts, making the 2nd start off the claim. And the 6 is Paparazzi Hanover. Jason Ryan will be driving here, and this 11-year-old, another horse that's done a really nice job of picking up checks, has 11 runner-up finishes this season, along with 8 8 wins, $35,000 earned. So some pretty honest horses here, Chris. And we talk about familiarity always being important, but in a driver's challenge, you're not necessarily getting horses that you've been driving on a regular basis.
Right.
So what are you looking for as a driver when you go behind a new horse?
At London, speed. You want to be up and close to the front as you can. You're looking for a horse that can maybe go the distance on the front or sit, in the 2-hole or even be first over. You don't want to be much farther back than that. It makes it very difficult unless there's a duel. So I'm thinking James here has got a good chance to open up a pretty good lead on everybody. So he's got the rail. He's got a horse with a bit of gate speed, not tremendous, but it should be enough here if he pushes to get to the front.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here at the pages. Not necessarily any horse here that shows consistent heading out to the lead. So he probably can push forward here, and we'll see if that one gets a little bit of respect or somebody else takes a shot. The one thing in a small field is you're probably not going to see a whole lot of early action, so just getting that early position is going to be pretty important.
Right. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Ryan takes a shot from the outside here with Paparazzi Hanover to see if he can clear everybody and maybe let one go and sit in the 2-hole too. So we'll see what happens.
Paparazzi Hanover, a good example of those war horses, those horses that have been around forever. Has a mark of 150, sitting on 39 career wins. This year he's won 8 times and not racing at the highest level in the province anymore, but continuing probably to do what he loves.
Sure, and he, like you said, $35,000 made this year. He's closing in on $500,000 lifetime. Good old horse, well said, 11-year-old, shows up every week to race, and you could look at his lines. Wins, second, fifth. So he gets money almost every week. And so, other than his last start, he's getting money all the time. So nice horse, races hard, tries hard. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, we'll continue to update the standings as we go along. Just one race in the books, but again, here today it is a team format. So you've got a team of Tyler Borth and a team of James McDonald. On Team James McDonald, we just saw Nat Day. And she is driving the 5 Maximus Power, currently 4-1.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a bit of a spot here, I think. But just got claimed 2 starts ago. Cassidy Snyder, who wins a lot of races here at the fair, picks this horse up. Second start with it. Raced decent last time, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, Cassidy Schneider, one of the finalists for the Rising Star Award, as some of the finalists were announced for the upcoming O'Brien Awards. Has had a really, really good season. 76 wins, batting around 250. There's a look again at the 6 Paparazzi Hanover. So we're down to a field of 5 for this second race. We were talking again about some of the drivers that come in for a challenge like this. I'd have to think just having familiarity with the horses, but even from the sense of you haven't driven them, but you race against them, that's probably got to help too and be a bit of an advantage today.
I think so. You get to know when you race on a circuit against mostly the same horses all the time. You get to know their tendencies. A lot of horses drift out down the straightaways, in on the turns, or the other ways. So you get to learn about those horses when you're racing against them, and you can tactically use that to your advantage. If you know a horse in front of you drifts out down the straightaway and you're following, 2 horses back, you might sit on the rail and wait, for a clear shot down the stretch. So, yeah, those things come into play, especially in these kind of driver challenges. I think Tyler might have a bit of an advantage. He might know more of these horses for sure than James would. So he's definitely got an advantage there over James. So we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Tyler has been making some trips here back to London. I shouldn't say making trips back. This is pretty much home still for him.
Yeah.
But he's been here on Tuesdays when Woodbine Mohawk Park is dark, and it seems each week I look up the results, and he's winning 3, 4, 5. That's really been helping his numbers as he's been trying to chase down James McDonald. 15 wins behind McDonald coming into today for the dash title in the country. Now, I know James McDonald's taken maybe a little bit of vacation time, going to miss a few cards, but I think James, and he's already won race today, has a pretty comfortable lead. But if Tyler gets hot over the last 3 weeks, you never know what could happen.
He could catch him, but I think James is already happy with the $10 million. I don't think he's worried about if the dash title as much as he was the money. So he's happy with that. But it'll be a tight finish though. Like you said, I know James is going away, I think, on a holiday soon. So it'll make it tight.
Well, you talk about those dash titles though over the course of your career. How much fun was trying to chase down some of those? I mean, you're probably in a couple battles there.
The one I remember the most was I was trying to break the Canadian record for the most wins in one year, and I did it. I ended up doing it in like November. But the amount of mileage I put on, I was going from Flamborough to Windsor to Mohawk to Woodbine, and it was a crazy year. But I'd do it all again if I had the chance, that's for sure.
It's quite an accomplishment to have. I mean, those doubleheader days, we don't really have those in the province really anymore. Maybe Sundays in the summer if a driver is doing Clinton and Georgian or Clinton and Flamborough. But like you said, I mean, you're racing at the top level at Woodbine, also heading to Flamborough in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Those were probably some long days. You were probably enjoying your sleep when you got it.
Those were busy days. But like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was a lot of fun.
All right, the gates moved into position. It's time for this afternoon's second race. Even money choice from the rail is the one Mock Jacobs, but next door neighbor, Mr. Rebel Billy, sitting there at 2-1. So we've got our captains likely squaring off here, James McDonald and Tyler Borth, or can somebody else come through and find the winner's circle? Set to go for race number 2. Here is Sugar Doyle with the call.
Mock Jacobs, Mr. Rebel, Good and Sweet, Maximus Power, Paparazzi Hanover. Those are your 5, all on gate. Picking up speed, here they come. And away they go. McKenzie wants to cut it with Good and Sweet. He's out nicely. Good and Sweet going to the top. Left out there in second. Paparazzi Hanover. No room at the end for that one. He's got to back off for third. Plugged in for the 2-hole ride. Mr. Rebel and Borth. So, single file on their way to this opening quarter mile. Good and Sweet. The marching orders here for McKenzie. Mr. Rebel and Borth in second. All alone traveling third. Paparazzi Hanover for Ryan. Then came Mock Jacobs and McDonald at 3-5. They'd have to come from fourth to win it. Trailing the field is Day with Maximus Power. 28 flat on the heater for Good and Sweet. It's the longest shot on the board leader here, and he's been left alone. It's the white blaze of Good and Sweet to lead them through the stretch and towards the half mile. Mr. Rebel, he's thinking about it. Mr. Rebel is pocket pulling here at the halftime, and 58-3, Good and Sweet leading. Mr. Rebel thought better of it. He's considering going back down towards the pylons. Third and in. Paparazzi Hanover out there in fourth. Mock Jacobs, though not gaining just yet. Trailer on the in. Maximus Power to the backside. Final time. Good and Sweet still marching here. Second best, Mr. Rebel out there in third. Mock Jacobs trying to find his best stride. Then along the rail, it was Paparazzi Hanover, and from last, Maximus Power getting underway. Here's 3/4. Hit me! 1:27.2. That was 28-4 for Good and Sweet, doing it and doing it well. Mr. Rebel, Mock Jacobs from last. Maximus Power still in it. Paparazzi Hanover, anyone of 5. Show 'em if you got 'em. Good and Sweet still there. Mr. Rebel, Mock Jacobs, wide side Maximus Power, the 4 across. Wild finish goes to Mock Jacobs. McDonald right back. 3 across for the place photo. Paparazzi Hanover finishing 5th. 1:58 flat. Mock Jacobs and McDonald right back.
Well, sweeping the early double is driver James McDonald as Mock Jacobs gets up to win in what was another really good finish. 4 across coming down to the wire. And as we watched the back half of that race unfold, we were really keeping our eye on the pocket sitter, Mr. Rebel. It looked like coming by the half and into that third turn that Tyler Borth was popping the pocket, then kind of half in, half out as he going on. Mm-hmm. And at one point you said it to me, maybe it was going to be a bit of a roadblock for Mock Jacobs, but this one's still able to get around and get up for the win.
What an exciting race. I hope the rest of the day is going to be like this. This was great. The first 2 races we had almost a dead heat, and then in the first, and then this a 4 horses going across the track here, and with yards to the wire, anybody could have won. Excellent race. James's horse raced good. The 5-horse race really good too. Maximus Power on the outside there. So yeah, it was a great race.
That was a really good race. Maximus Power was looking to circle them there from last, and might have got second. Very tight in the photo there with the 2, Mr. Rebel, as Tyler Borth was all out on that one to try and get as much as he could, but it is Mock Jacobs who does prevail, winning it. Didn't see the final odds there, but I think that one did go off as your betting choice. So James McDonald's off to a really good start and getting another horse up that, it's maybe infrequent trips to the winner's circle, but capable of and getting the most out of this one today.
He did, yeah. He drove this horse good. It was a good drive. He put the horse in the right position leaving the gate. He didn't overdo it leaving. He saw the outside speed going, so it was a good drive. He was patient with him down the backstretch. He let Tyler kind of come half in, half out in front of him, and he waited and was patient until the stretch, and then he went by.
Well, there's Mock Jacobs coming back to get his photo taken, a 6-year-old gelded son of Mach 3, 7th win of the season, career win 18. He's a lifetime winner of now over $110,000 and did go off as a 3-5 choice. Owned and trained by Kim Smith of Ohsweken, Ontario. There is Mock Jacobs, and James McDonald is 2 for 2 to kick off the day, so stamping not just himself in the individual competition, but also his team out to the early lead. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll take a peek at the prices and meet another one of our competitors here today.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with hpibet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming and your first bet is on us. Go to hpibet.com to join for free today.
And welcome back, everybody, to Cosa-TV's coverage of the Holiday Drivers Challenge in support of Toys for Tots here at the Raceway at Western Fair District. Bit of a mouthful there. What wasn't was Mock Jacobs, who gets the job done. A 320 winner in race number 2. And takes this one with a 1-2 exacta. McDonald, Borth, Mr. Revabilly was second. That pays $5.40. So Tyler Borth certainly was all out to try and get what he could there from Mr. Revabilly, but ultimately has to settle for the runner-up position as Mock Jacobs and James McDonald get the job done. Tyler Borth is having an incredible season here in 2023. He's made the jump up to the top circuit in the province, racing at Woodbine Mohawk Parks. Had a really good season there, and all signs point towards another big season in 2024. Let's learn a little bit more about Tyler Borth.
Hi, I'm Tyler Borth, and I'm from Tempsford, Ontario. My biggest influence would probably be my parents. My dad, Bill Borth, trained to stable my whole life, and so did my mom, Karen Sparling. Well, I was talking with my brother, so the biggest thing on our Christmas wish list is probably 1,000 acres to hunt on that we have solar permission. New Year's resolution, I would have to say win more races than James McDonald. Yeah, I'm not much for the Christmas shopping. I'm used to just getting presents, but I would probably say December the 24th. Well, I've had quite a few of them. I would have to say my favorite memory would probably be my first lifetime driving win with the Region Hall out of the 7-hole. As Sugar would call it, I did the killer crossover. I would say the best part of Christmas dinner is probably just being around friends and family. Lately, my most memorable wins were probably I went to Mohawk and I win the When You Wish Upon a Star and the OSS Gold Super Final. One race I would like to win, I grew up training trotters. We always have trotters in the barn, so I would like to win the Hambletonian. It means a lot to participate in this challenge. I think anytime you can give back to something, a good charity like Toys for Tots, yeah, it means a lot to me and everyone in it.
And nice to meet Tyler Borth there. Learn a little bit more about him. He's having a fantastic season, and he's got his eyes set on some big goals going forward, and I think that's definitely realistic for him with the way this year's gone.
For sure. He's a rising driver, rising through the ranks quickly, and he at Mohawk he's going to be top 3 for sure in the near future. And once you're up that high, you know on the right horses you hit, you could be number 1 quick.
One way to kind of tell where a driver maybe sits on that circuit, I noticed, especially during the stake season and those Saturday nights, how many drives are you getting? And he was starting to pick up some drives for even some of the U.S. barns, giving him a chance.
Yeah.
And I think that's all you need, right? You just need a chance, and all it takes is one for it to really snowball and
Absolutely.
forward.
I remember Tactor and Pelling started using me about early 2000s, and it really gives you a big boost for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think I saw Per Engblom. I used him on some horses, I think, and some other guys. So yeah, he's gonna do really well. This guy. So it's great to see.
All right. Well, a guy who's doing really well is James McDonald. He's 2 for 2 today, and he's standing by with Robert Reed Jr.
I'm here with James McDonald, and over $10 million in earnings for the season just recently, James. And now you come to Western Fair Drivers Holiday Challenge, 2 for 2 to start off the card. How's that feel?
It always feels good. I've come to lots of these driver challenges, hoping to do well and finish dead last. So it's always good to get off to a good start, but I know they're going to be gunning for me now.
And you won this challenge a couple of years ago, and now winning the first 2, does that change your strategy the rest of the way?
No, I mean, I think the big thing, just go out and have fun, try and bang away as many points you can, and just try not to give away too many points by driving bad. So, I'm hoping the horses show up. Hopefully I can get them in good spots, and if so, then we should have a good day.
Kind of a perfect situation, right? The team idea, you versus Tyler Borth. You guys are battling it out for the leading wins in the nation as well. Talk about that dynamic today.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Tyler's been driving so good, and he's got a lot of great years ahead of him for sure. It's been a lot of fun just kind of checking in every now and again, seeing how close we are. And I got a vacation next week planned, so hopefully I hope he has a great week, wins a bunch of races, and it'll come right down to the wire.
Oh, so you got to build a big lead. These 2 wins are going to help the cushion.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be wins in store for today for sure.
Okay, all right. Thanks, James McDonald. Good luck the rest of the way today.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, there is James McDonald. Pretty modest. I guess he's been winning so much over the last few years. 2 wins here so far today.
Yeah.
That's just old hat for him. But I know he's competitive just like everybody else, so to get off to a good start certainly feels good. And he was mentioning right there just, again, how good of a season it has been for him and then for some of the others. And that's the one thing you kind of always tell about James. Again, he comes across as somebody who, as much as he's looking to have success, he's happy to see his fellow drivers also do really well.
James is a really, really nice guy and a good guy, and he's great to drive against too. He's a fun guy in the driver's room. He's fun in the paddock. He's always, very level. He doesn't get too excited. He doesn't get too upset. He's always in the middle there. So he's very fair on the racetrack when you drive against him. He's not a dirty driver by any means, and I know a lot of the guys that have been around for a while, they appreciate that. It's fun to drive against people that are very professional, and James is that.
Well, it's one thing when you got to race against everybody every single night. So obviously you create some rivalries, and at the same time you create good respect for your colleagues, and I'm sure that's pretty important. And as a driver who's seen it all, again, I would imagine just having respect out there on the racetrack goes a long way.
It's a big deal, and it's a dangerous sport when you look at it. And we get a lot of injuries along the way. So a guy that's a little dangerous out there or disrespectful, it doesn't bode well, that's for sure. So, and James is one of the top elite guys for a reason. That's, easy to say, easy to see night in, night out. He's a fair driver and a good one.
All right, well, let's take a look at the leaderboard, and James McDonald is showing the way. He's got 30 points out of a possible 30 points after picking up victories in races 1 and 2. And Tyler Borth is sitting second at 17 points. So the captains are 1-2. Then you'll see Daryl Thiessen at 15, Paul McKenzie at 12, and Dan Clements is fifth at 10 points. We do have a team battle going on as well, so we will add those up as we go along. But James McDonald, if he keeps rolling like this, he's going to win it not just for himself, but also his team. Rounding things out, Nat Day, Garrett Rooney, and Jason Ryan. Still a long way to go, though, and we saw a few drivers weren't competing there in race number 2. They all received 5 points if they were scratched or did not have a drive in the race. The horses are going to come out now for race number 3, and what's nice here is we do got a field of 8, so everybody's going to get into the action. A question for you, Chris. I mean, I'm not a driver here, but I can imagine it's just like a lot of sports. Momentum is very important. How often did you find that if your night starts well, that really snowballs, or if it doesn't get off to a good start, you can never really get things going.
It's a big deal. It goes along with confidence and the way trips go. Sometimes you're just in a groove and you just it just works out. Trips work for you that maybe wouldn't usually work, and you get loose with horses that maybe shouldn't get loose, and they have some pace at the end of it, and you end up winning races that you normally wouldn't win. So, yeah, it makes a big difference.
All right, well, James McDonald's got all the momentum. Others are going to try and find it as we're going to meet the field here for race number 3, and then we're going to meet our other special co-host in just a second. Here's number 1, Howmack Feisty. Garrett Rooney does drive for trainer Cassidy Schneider. We saw the Schneider barn finish runner-up, or end up actually being third in that place photo in race number 2. Number 2 is going to be Omni Plus. Daryl Thiessen will drive for owner-trainer Tom Bain. Next up, then, we'll meet number 3, who's your current favorite, Fine By Me, Jason Ryan for trainer Jason Libby. 0 for 16 this season. This is your current choice, so we'll look to get off the schneid and get to the winner's circle for the first time in 2023. Time is running out. We're now all the way to December 10th. Number 4, Nat Day drives number 4 plate like Kiera. This one is coming in with a 1 for 20 record on the season. Number 5 is Sweetest Hustle. It's Paul McKenzie for trainer Doug Curry. 4 wins. This one's got 19 top 3 finishes on the campaign. Next up, we'll meet number 6, Howmack Sabrina. Dan Clements is driving here. This one was scratched last time. Hasn't raced since November 17th, so a little time off. 7 is Furiosa. Tyler Borth, we know he's currently second as he tries to move up in the standings. This one, though, has the tough starting spot of post 7. That's the far outside here at Western Fair. And from the second tier, number 8 is Brookdale Maggie. James McDonald driving for trainer Dave Bain. 1 for 28 this season. All right, that's the field for race number 3. And as I mentioned, we welcome in our other special co-host, Bob McClure. How you doing today, Bob? Glad to see that you were able to make it here to London.
Oh, happy to be here. Sorry for the delay, but kids hockey, you can't miss that stuff. So, but I'm here now, and it looked like you guys held the fort down for me.
We did. We were just waiting on you there. But hey, family comes first. So glad you're able to join us here on this Sunday. And Chris and I have been talking a bit about some of the competitors today, and also just how 2023 has been going. But for you, 2023, how would you sum it up so far?
Oh, it was a great season. I was lucky. I got to drive some really, really special horses. One mega special horse, and I stayed healthy, which has been an issue in the past. So I'm really happy with the way things have gone this year. And if I have as good or close to as good a year next year, I'd be pretty pleased with myself.
Well, that's it, right? I mean, you want to carry that momentum over to next season. And we've been talking about momentum being so important in this sport. A driver, and we'll get your thoughts on a lot of the competitors as the day goes along. A driver who's been having a great season is Garrett Rooney. He's been on the rise this year with Tyler Borth shifting for the most part to Woodbine Mohawk Park, not being here for each and every card at the raceway. Here's a driver who's certainly embraced some opportunity, and it all comes down to opportunity in this sport, doesn't it?
Well, and I drove against Garrett. Garrett was driving for a while before I started. I drove with him a lot at Hanover, and then I drove with him a lot at Grand River and London. And talk about a guy who paid his dues, and he really did. And he comes from a great horseman family too. And when I met him, he was shoeing and doing all other stuff. He's always been a trainer. Now he's he's doing real good with the driving, and always been around the Henry family too. I think he's from Arthur, on top of that, a great guy too. A really solid individual as a person, but I'm really happy to see the success he's having.
For those that have been tuning in all season long with our coverage on Cosa-Tv, you might remember Garrett Rooney getting to the winner's circle in one of the Prospect Series finals. We had a great chance to catch up with him after that score. Chris, we've seen 2 races already, and both were thrilling finishes. I hope Bob's not going to be the jinx now for these exciting races because, man, those first two were all right. But what about you two guys? I mean, we got you both here on the desk. Chris, I've seen you dabble a little bit on the broadcast scene every once in a while, hopping in there. So you're a little more familiar to this, but how do we think Bob's going to fare here today with the headset on instead of being in the bike?
Bobby's a cool customer. He can handle anything. He'll have no problem whatsoever. He's very, very easy to adapt, my friend Bob, so he'll do well.
And you've never been one to be short of words as well.
No, I never minded it. I actually really enjoy it, and I like talking about horses and drivers. And you know what? People aren't very privileged to the Woodbine Drivers Room very often, but me and Chris, we can put on quite a show sometimes. So we'll, with any luck whatsoever, by the end of this card, we'll get into some pretty good back and forth. But a lot of mutual respect, but we like to bust each other's chops pretty good too.
You're a pro already. You got to throw out teases. That's how you keep the audience engaged. That's how you keep them sticking around and tuning in all day. So there could be some good stuff coming your way. That for those of you that are joining us, if you are tuning in today. We want to hear from you. Make sure you leave a comment on the Facebook stream or on YouTube as well. We'll take some time throughout the afternoon to check in with those of you. Maybe even want to let us know, who are you cheering for today? And as well, do you have any New Year's resolutions? I know everybody likes to throw those out, and we're hearing from the drivers on what they have hopefully planned for 2024. Maybe I'll even throw in my New Year's resolutions. I know that'd make a couple of our viewers very happy to hear. All right, so right now our 6-5 favorite is number 3, Fine By Me. And Chris, we saw Jason Ryan take a shot from the outside at the start of race 2. Didn't necessarily pan out, but I would have to think here with a horse that is coming in from Ohio, I think he's going to put this one in play and find out what we got here.
I think he's going to try for sure. My only worry with this horse is he's not finishing her miles very well. She's stopping up pretty good at the end, so I don't know. I was looking at Tyler Borth out here. He's got the 7-hole, but I think he might be able to float this thing away in the middle and maybe end up first over and take a run at the win late. But we'll see how it goes.
And Chris and I were talking a little bit earlier, Bob, about the fact that these drivers' challenges, you're not necessarily familiar with the horses you're sitting behind. When you get out on the track, first time you're sitting behind, anything specifically you're looking for? I mean, you can look at the program page, you can hear from the trainer, but anything you look for right away?
I think sometimes horses get a little stagnant too. Sometimes going in it with a fresh face, fresh set of eyes, and not having an opinion of the horse helps. And one thing I will say about this track, it's obviously the rail, a 2-3 hole are good, but this 7-hole, for some reason, you can time it off the last turn. I got really good at it all of my years here, but Tyler Borth's got the 7-hole here, and I'm telling you, if you figure out how to time this gate just perfect coming off that turn, it's a huge kick going into that first turn. So I bet you see Tyler timing it and blasting here.
All right, we'll keep our eye to the outside of the gate. We're set for race number 3. Let's go up to track announcer Sugar Doyle.
Gate swings off the turn, and here they come. They're off. Fine By Me is blasting from post 3 straight to the front, chased along to try and pocket up early. Sweetest Hustle as they round the turn, protecting pylon positions in third. Halmac Feisty as they sweep through that first turn. Emerging fourth at the inside is Play Like Carrera. Fifth and caught wide, trying to get wrestled back into a 5-hole is Furiosa. And mission accomplished there. Just up in front of On Impulse, who's racing third from last. The back markers early, Brookdale Maggie and Halmac Sabrina can see them all. They all have spots on the pylons past the quarter in 28 and 1. And it's Fine By Me and Jason Ryan. They've got them stacked up. Traveling in second spot, that's Sweetest Hustle. A tight third, Halmac Feisty will soon have a decision to make. In line from fourth, Play Like Carrera as they continue in single file alignment approaching the half-mile point. Fine By Me getting it her way up front. Leads past the half-mile marker. They tripped the beam there at 58 and 4, 30 and 3, second quarter breather. Traveling second all the way has been Sweetest Hustle. Halmac Feisty continues up close in the top 3. Fourth and now edging to the outside as they race into the backstretch. That's Play Like Carrera. Right there, fifth under tight lines. And moving to the outside to grab that cover will be Furiosa. Field racing toward 3/4 and hustled up on the outside. Play Like Carrera coming right after Fine Like Me, who had no answers. Fine Like Me is winded and gives way. So suddenly it's Play Like Carrera taking over at 3/4 in 128 and 4. Furiosa takes up the chase in second, but has 4 lengths to try and make up. Coming back through to be third, Sweetest Hustle as they turn for home. Play Like Carrera has blown it wide open, and Play Like Carrera, she is long gone. A widening 6 and pouring it on late. Play Like Carrera and defending champ Nat Day is on the board. Second, Furiosa. Through to be third was Brookdale Maggie, close for fourth in 159.
All right. Well, Nat Day, the winner of last year's Drivers' Challenge, picks up the victory here in race number 3. That wasn't the voice of Sugar Doyle. It was actually Greg Blanchard, who's hopping in for a few races. But, guys, you kind of teed this up. Both of you keeping eyes on certain aspects of what we thought might play out. Chris, you had mentioned you were a little skeptical about the 3, Fine By Me, just with the way this one had been finishing up its miles. And here, as we saw around that last turn, pretty much takes everybody out of it as that one just hit a wall.
Yeah, I had the right idea. I just had the wrong horse on top. Natasha was the smartest one to get out and going early, and she beat them all to it, beat them to the punch, and she got the win.
we saw how McFeisty, one of the top contenders in this race, kind of get caught behind that stopper and fine by me. Bob, at times, is it one of those things you got to make the split-second decision and sometimes it just doesn't go your way?
Yeah, I bet if he had that one to do over, he would have done it over. But I bet if a driver drives 10 races a night, he's probably got 5 where you do something a little different.
Yeah.
So we'll give him a mulligan on that one, but let's pick it back up here.
Yeah, of course. And that day, I know how proud she was to win this Drivers' Challenge last year, and she was a smart one here. I mean, she got out and moving and sweeps right on by and gets the victory as this 5-year-old mare, Play Like Kiera, gets her second win of the season. And for Nat Day, I know for a lot of people, become a lot more familiar with her in recent years. She is the top female driver, I think it's safe to say, not just in Ontario, but probably you can make the case here in the entire country. And with more opportunities, she seems to cash in with them here. And a very, very capable driver. You've probably raced against her a lot there, Bob.
Yeah, I did, and she capable, absolutely, and she drives a horse well. She gets along, she sits quiet on them, and nice person too. And I think she's just going to keep snowballing. It was hard on her when she first got here. You can't take anything away from her. It was tough for her to land in a very male-biased sport, and she just kept pushing and chugging, and she's tough as nails. I'll give her that.
I agree with that. I think that's probably one of those traits that certainly stands out about Nat Day is that she just keeps on moving forward and keeps chasing after those goals and dreams. And a great job there. Won the Drivers' Challenge last year. I know it was a no-brainer. She had to come back to try and defend her title, and now she gets 15 points here. So she's going to be right in the hunt of things, trying to take this year's Drivers' Challenge, all in support of Toys for Tots. So we'll come back and take a look at the prices from race number 3 and chat a little bit more and meet one of our contestants coming up on the other side of the break.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to TaraHills.com.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Cosa-TV's coverage of the Holiday Drivers' Challenge here at Western Fair. It's all in support of Toys for Tots, and we'll talk more about Toys for Tots in just a couple of moments and how maybe you can help during this holiday season. But here are the prices from race number 3, where number 4, Play Like Kiera, is a winner, returning $870, $460, $360. If you nailed that exact, a $48.20. That's a nice payout, along with that try as well, as we took out the favorite, $122.10. return. Now, one of the top choices in the race with Hal McFeisty didn't pan out, but driver Garrett Rooney will be looking to bounce back. As mentioned, he's having a great season, over 240 wins. It's been a career best season here in 2023. So let's learn a little bit more about Garrett Rooney.
My name's Garrett Rooney. I'm from Arthur, Ontario. Oh, just if I could win more races and make more money, it'd be great. Oh, I've had a couple guys that are my influence, and a couple of my good friends, Trevor Henry and Bruce Richardson, I'd say. Just to get I'd like to get a nice horse that I could just race and make more money, obviously. My most memorable moment would have been probably this year. I drove Desperate Man and was able to get the track record at Grand River Raceway. Oh, just seeing all my family. I drove a horse out here, or owned a horse with me and Angie, and win the Middlesex trotting final here. His name was On the Ridge. Oh, I'd like to win the Hambletonian. Oh, it's great thing to be a part of. First time I've been in it, so I'm pretty happy about that. And just so it's mostly for the kids. Everyone can get a gift to open up Christmas Day.
All right. Well, nice to hear there from Garrett Rooney. And he's right. It is all about the kids and Toys for Tots. Lots of ways you can help out. And if you even want to make a direct contribution right here to Western Fair, head to their website. There'll be some details there. You can just reach out to anybody as part of the team. I know the toy drive's wrapping up here today. But again, anything you can help and contribute during this holiday season is wonderful. Having taken race number 3 was Nat Day. And she, after getting that victory, gets an opportunity to chat with Robert Reed Jr.
The best time to talk to the defending champion is right after a victory. Natasha Day standing here with the defending champion from last season. And you know what? We're going to call you the Driver's Challenge Specialist, right? Because you win so many of these. And in that race there, did you kind of sense the leader was in trouble when you made that move?
I followed Jason down to the track and it didn't want to go at all. So basically, yeah, I thought that was a good sign.
And that's a nice way to get your first victory, right, with authority.
Yeah, well, you know, she raced not bad last start, that mare, so everything went her way.
That's what I was asking a lot of the drivers, familiarity, right? You've driven that horse once before, and it was in her last start. Does that really help you prepare for this one?
Yeah, it does, obviously, if you can drive these horses more often. And plus, I know a lot of the horses down and around here compared to the Mohawk boys. But, yeah, I think we're all on a pretty level playing field here.
All right, and last year you kind of mentioned that your secret to winning was those little pieces, right? Making sure you always pick up a piece of it. Is that kind of your strategy again? You get a big win there, but the rest of the way through, is that what you're looking to do?
Yeah, basically, I was disappointed. I thought in the second, I was second there. I thought, oh, this is good, few extra points. But that's basically the aim of the game. Try and get a few wins, and when you can get a win on a favourite, it really boosts you.
All right, well, thank you, Natasha Day, defending champion. She's in it to win it now with a victory in race number 3.
All right, and that's great to hear from Nat Day, who comes into today at 69 wins, so you can now round that up to 70, closing in on 400 career victories, over $2.5 million career earnings, and yes, she is the defending champion, and she gets 15 points after taking race number 3. All right, welcome back, Mark McKelvey, along with Bob McClure and Chris Christoforou. And gentlemen, I had this thought here. Okay, we were just talking about the fact that, Chris, you've done a little TV. Bob, you weren't afraid to get in front of the camera. I was dabbling a little bit with the track announcing this year. Have you ever called a race, Bob?
Yeah, once. It's on YouTube if you want to see it.
Oh, okay.
But, I wasn't quite to your standards. You're a great announcer. You do a really good job. I love listening to you announce, but I have done it, and it is not an easy thing to do.
What about you, Chris?
I have never done it, no. But you know I told you. I've heard you do it, and I think you're fantastic.
Yeah, you've got, I think, in a few decades from now, we're going to look back, and you're going to have, your voice will be attached to some big races.
Guys.
You are very good at it.
Well, I wasn't looking just for the tire pumps here when I brought this
Yeah,
up. But
I'm sure
what I was going to ask
pumps.
was, Greg Blanchard, he was down here just off to the side. He just slipped a call race. So I was thinking, we have an opportunity if one of you wants to get up there here today.
Well, Chris has never done it. Why don't you try it?
No?
Good.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe we'll just stick to some of the analysis. Maybe we'll let you guys even ask some questions in just a little bit, see how your interviewing skills are. But the day continues on. Race number 4 is coming up next. Horses should be stepping out onto the track in just a couple of moments. As the day goes along, we'll continue to meet all the drivers participating, but I like hearing their answers to some of the different questions, including those New Year's resolutions, some of their most memorable victories. Garrett Rooney mentioned about the Hambletonian. You know something about winning the Hambletonian.
What does he know about it?
That was a pretty special day. We might even bring that up a little bit later. We do have some replays to take a look at. Here's a look at our current leaderboard, and as we mentioned, Natasha Day makes the jump as she's going to move up into third. She was on the outside looking into the top 5. James McDonald picked up 7 points there in race number 3, so he's now at 37. 10 ahead of Tyler Borth, who's second. Nat Day at 24. Daryl Thiessen at 19, and Paul McKenzie rounding out the top 5 has 17 points. 3 races down, but we still got a long way to go. 10 races in total on today's card. The horses are moving out now for race number 4 in a driver's challenge. I think James, in the interview, mentioned that you just kind of have to chip away. The main thing is not really to have too many bad drives. Is that probably the best way to look at it, Chris?
I think so. You know, let's be honest. A lot of this, and Bob knows as well as I do, a lot of this comes out with the draw. Like, you know, you got to get the right horses on the right day, and then you got a chance. But, I mean, if you're on a bunch of horses that are maybe up in class or in, you know, bad posts and things, you're up against it pretty hard from the beginning. So yeah, you got to get the right horses and chip away and see how you make out.
Yeah, just not missing out there and getting some points is going to help with each and every race. And this driver's challenge unique because it's the entire card. A lot of times it's maybe 5 or 6 races, 7 or 8. It's all 10. Here's the field for race number 4. Pacers stepping out. 1 is HF Patrick. Nat Day trying to go back-to-back drives. This 1 for Lindsay Kerr, a 3-time winner on the season. 2 is Nassau Hanover. Jason Sermon chains. It's Paul McKenzie in the bike, also a 3-time winner. Been a little while between victories, though, for this 4-year-old. 3 is Master Fencer. Dan Clements is driving for Michelle Sherman. 3 wins and 37 starts, including last time out right here at the fair. 4 is Slick and Sporty. Tyler Borth is driving this 8-year-old gelding, who has been 5th in each of his last 2 starts. 5 is Township Willie, James McDonald for owner-trainer John Kennedy, a runner-up last time out behind Master Fencer. The 6 is TJ Spitfire. It's Garrett Rooney driving for trainer Scott McNiven, 1 for 25 on the season. Last time out did finish 3rd. 7 from the outside starting spot will be Beck Jr. or Beck Jr. We'll see how Greg Blanchard elects to call this one. Daryl Thiessen does drive winless on the season. And to round things out from the second tier will be the 8 Excalibur Sealster. And Jason Ryan will do the driving from the second tier. This one likes to show some early speed. So how do you guys navigate that, Chris, when you've got a horse that likes to leave out of there, but you're in a trailing starting spot?
Well, you're just up against it, right? You're going to have to follow hopefully the one horse can leave a lot, if not the 2, and you're going to try and get out there the best you can and go from there. But yeah, it's if you've got a horse with big speed and races good that way, you definitely want to be on the gate if you can.
Like it or hate it, Bob, having a trailing post position?
Oh, it all depends on 100% depends on what's drawn in front of you, what kind of horse you have. I mean, if you've got a horse like Excalibur Sealster that looks like he's one-dimensional, he likes to leave, you don't see him passing any horses in his lines. All you can really do is pout.
See what happens, right?
Pout.
Just pout.
You know, I got one horse that can leave today, and either of the 8 will just pout. You know, that's all you can do. But you just leave, hug the rail, and hope for the best.
That's luck of the draw, I guess you can say, or the unluck of the draw at times. 3-1 on the Excalibur Sealster right now. Good betting board here, actually. 9-5 is the 4. Slick and Sporty as Tyler Borth will look for his first win. James McDonald drives number 5, Township Willie, and I understand we're going to try and link up with him. That's right, we're going to try and actually talk to him as he's out on the track, see if we can get a quick pre-race interview in. I'll wait and hear from our crew behind the scenes to know if we do get that going. But Tyler Borth, I'd have to think he's feeling a little pressure to deliver here today. He's the kind of the hometown guy. Certainly probably has some family and friends rooting him on today.
I'd say he's doing well with it, too. I don't think he's missed the board yet, has he?
No,
I mean,
he's been
he
right
hasn't
in the
got on
thick
the
of
win column yet, but some of the horses I see he's been driving, he's getting points with 7 holes, long shots. That's what it comes down to in these drivers' challenges. Is you get the 1 to 2 favorites, you got to win with them, but it's what you can do with those fringe players. And he's chipping away some pretty good points, and I bet somewhere down the card he's going to start getting his power, and he's gonna make the best of it too. I'd still say that he's the favorite here.
Chris, looking at this field of 8, anybody jumping out to you on the page?
Yeah, I think Tyler's horse looks decent. The 4 horse, he's the favorite. He's taking money. James on any horse, for the first time at 3-1 is probably good odds in a from the 5 hole in a field like this. There's going to be a lot of speed in here, so. I'd probably be looking for somebody either, like I said, Tyler or James, who probably aren't going to be on the front, and they're probably going to be taking over late in the mile. That's my guess.
I'm looking at the rail starter right now, HF Patrick, and this is one that landed in the 2-hole in each of the last 3 starts. So there's a little bit of speed, and I think if you're Nat Day, you just have to take advantage of having that rail, don't you?
Oh, she's leaving for sure, yeah. And you know, Dan and Clements has got one in here. He's leaving hard from the 3 for sure. So, you know, there's going to be speed.
What are we seeing here right now, Bob?
Well, that horse, I've driven him before. He just gets a little heavy-headed in the post spray. Tyler's keeping him calm. You know, he's a pretty sharp horseman, too. One thing I will point out about Slick and Sporty that you notice, you go down this page, you see a lot of purses for 42, 42. You get into some 47s, 48s. Slick and Sporty, you know, he's raced for 52, 6, 53, 5, 48, 6. He's racing better quality horses, better stock. He's maybe not hitting the ticket all the time, but horses like this, maybe cheaper horses, sportswear horses, when they do drop a class, they seem to step their game up. It's like a shark. They smell blood in the water, and they seem to feel better about themselves. So I think you can expect a better effort out of them being in a little easier.
This one will look to collect the winner's share here today of this purse, which is $4,200. So you mentioned has been racing some tougher competition. 2 wins in 32 tries. Does have his season's best right over the track here in London of 156 and 3, but a pretty competitive group, and that's all you can ask for. And in a driver's challenge, it just feels like the heat gets turned up a little bit. Everybody maybe makes a move that they might not make if it's just your run-of-the-mill race, and the one's got to come back next week. I gotta think we'll see a little bit of action early on in this one.
I think so, yeah, for sure. And I think you're right about drivers' challenges. Everything kind of, the norm gets thrown to the, at the window. And there's some drivers that are really, really good at it. I know 2 drivers come to mind for me, Jody James and Trevor Henry. They were always very good at drivers' challenges, I always found. And the big thing, they didn't panic or overdrive or get carried away. So that's probably a recipe for success, because a lot of other guys do, and you can pick up the pieces.
Chris, you were mentioning at one time there seemed like there was a ton of drivers' challenges around the provinces, and you've been all over. Some of those taking you up north.
Sudbury, we've been everywhere. Yeah, I won one here in the late 90s, I remember. And, it's
Quebec too, right?
Quebec, yeah. And, we used to have a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I wish they had more now. Hopefully we can get some more going.
All right, here we go for race number 4 as the horses are lining up. I do believe Greg Blanchard is still up in the booth. He has the call of today's 4th.
Post 7, Daryl Thiessen. And from the trailing Post 8, Excalibur Sealster and Jason Ryan. They're at the top of the stretch. They're approaching the start. And they're off, jetting out from Post 3, Master Fencer. Right up alongside Slick and Sporty has his sights set on the lead. Inside to HF Patrick coming away in the top 3. Diving into 4th position, Nassau Hanover. And the 5th one away is Excalibur Sealster as they straighten onto the backstretch for time 1. Then back in 6th comes Township Willie. Up in front of TJ Spitfire. And Beck Jr. is trailing in 8th position, a dozen off of the lead here as Slick and Sporty strides to the front for Tyler Borth, puts up that opening marker in 28 and 3. Tight pocket sitter, Master Fencer, HF Patrick, a length and a half off them in 3rd. Situated 4th, Nassau Hanover, and is going to be first to move. There goes Nassau Hanover getting his cue in the 2nd quarter from Paul McKenzie, and will come after the tempo setter, Slick and Sporty, who leads to the half-mile pole. Nassau Hanover now up to 2nd. Racing 3rd, Master Fencer, HF Patrick loosely gapped on the inside 4th. Out there 5th, but gapped on cover, that's Township Willie. Then back on the inside, Excalibur Sealster. Gearing up from the back, TJ Spitfire. And trying to close from last will be Beck Jr. Half in 58 and 4. Nobody close to Slick and Sporty. He extends the lead to 2 on the way to 3/4. Racing in 2nd spot all the way has been Master Fencer. Stalled in 3rd. Nassau Hanover 3 wide from the back. TJ Spitfire. Ground saving HF Patrick. Needs some clearance though as they move into the far turn. 3/4, 128 and 1. And blowing it wide open, Slick and Sporty grabs 5 lengths with an 1/8 of a mile left to go. And he's playing Catch Me If You Can. Slick and Sporty turning it on late. The battle here will clearly be for place and show. It's all Slick and Sporty with a 4th race route. And that gets Tyler Borth on the board. Up through for 2nd, HF Patrick. Coming on late for 3rd, Township Willie. And 4th to Master Fencer, 158, 1/5.
Slick and Sporty that takes race 4 and wins it in blowout fashion for driver Tyler Borth, who gets his first win of the afternoon. He came into this race second in the standings. Good chance that might move him up in front of James McDonald. We'll find out in just a little bit. But Slick and Sporty, Bob, you said it as we were watching the camera here or the monitor. This one was over as soon as he got to the lead.
Yeah, he's a big grindy horse, and like looking up the backside there, he's feeling pretty good about himself when he couldn't hear footsteps. And I want it on record. I said before that race, Tyler was still the favorite to win this tournament.
Yes.
So I'd say now there are a few more people in agreement.
All right, there you go. All right, so you're clearly back in Team Borth. Speaking of the other squad, James McDonald, we were watching the way that race panned out. And Chris, you got a little bit lucky with the way things went on that last turn. I mean, most eyes are probably on the leader who is gone, but there was a little bit of stick handling that had to happen for James.
Yeah, we were watching the back. We knew the winner wasn't. We were watching the backfield, so we saw James kind of looking like he was going to get into a real blind switch there, but he luckily squeezed down to the rail and got through. Otherwise, he wasn't going to get any points in there. So
he did get up for third, but Tyler Borth gets the full 15 points, getting the victory here with Slick and Sporty. And Bob, you were telling me, you've talked about that you sat behind this guy, but you've also won with this guy and gave you a nice victory when you were getting back on track, right?
Yeah, I think it was my first win back after an accident or like a long layoff. So just a real nice horse to drive and a little heavy-headed, but good gaited and solid. And he's better than empty stall, that horse.
Gary Bickford, the owner, Dave Bain, the trainer, and Tyler Borth is the winning driver. Third win in 33 starts for Slick and Sporty. That's career win number 11, and with the victory, approaches $80,000 in career earnings. So Slick and Sporty, our winner in race number 4. We'll take another timeout and come back as you are watching the Holiday Drivers Challenge from Western Fair here on Cosa-Tv.
The racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine's new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online, offers the best online service available. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easily as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To view the sales schedule, create your account, or learn more, visit www.preferredequineonline.com or call our sales team at 914-773-7777.
Welcome back to the Forest City. We're here at Western Fair on this Sunday afternoon for the Holiday Drivers Challenge, all in support of Toys for Tots. 4 races now in the books, and race 4 went to number 4, Slick and Sporty. The favorite wins, returning $380, $250, $210. The 4-1 Exacta paid $23.30, while the 4-1-5 Try comes back for $23.65. That's for a $1 winning ticket. Superfecta, $41.60 the return if you did cash a $1 ticket. So there you go. Tyler Borth gets the 15 points, and we'll have an updated look at the standings in just a couple of moments. But finishing second was H.F. Patrick for Nat Day. We heard from her earlier when she caught up with Robert Reed Jr., but earlier this week we sat down and learned a little bit more about Natasha Day.
I'm Natasha Day. I'm from Gold Coast, Australia, currently living in Ontario near Woodstock. One thing on the Christmas wish list would be probably to buy a house, but yeah, that's could be a fair way off, you never know. Try to take some more holidays if I can, maybe not be so grumpy all the time. Have to be my parents, obviously, as usual. Pretty much without them, where else would you be? Best part of Christmas dinner have to be when we cook the roast kangaroo and carve into it. Yeah, that's probably the best thing about Christmas dinner. You got to leave that in there. You got to leave it in there. Come on. I basically don't really Christmas shop, maybe little gifts throughout the year, but pretty much I just cook for most people that come over for Christmas Eve, big party. Favourite racing memory at Western Fair would have to be when I did the six-bagger here in the Lady Drivers Championship. That was pretty special. Any race I'm in, I want to win, pretty much. But basically anything that's like I guess a Grand Circuit event would be fantastic. Memorable racing moment for me would have to be back home in Australia. I think just getting to train, drive, own, breed one of my own for a Victoria Derby, that's a pretty good highlight, something I've always cherished. Okay, so to be back in the Drivers' Challenge, basically I gotta defend the title. It's bragging rights. So yeah, the boys don't like it too much when I beat them, and I think it's fantastic.
The always honest Natasha Day, or should I say the almost always honest, I don't know about you guys, but I think I fell for the kangaroo. Did you think that was real?
No, I thought she was fit in there. If you know her at all, she's a prankster too. So
it was funny though. It was very funny.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'd be looking to try kangaroo anytime soon. I'll just stick with the classic roast beef. Let's go back down to the paddock. Robert Reed Jr. standing by with the man that just won the last race, Tyler Borth.
Fresh off his first victory of the day, Tyler Borth. I know Bob McClure's picked to win this competition, mine as well, and that's got to be a big step in the right direction for you, Tyler.
Yeah, we were off to a bit of a slow start, but now that my team's got to win, I think the tables are going to turn.
And you called your shot. You walked past me before that race. You said, we need a win here, boys. You went out there. You got the job done. You trying to rally the troops in the paddock as well?
Yeah, I was telling them, I said, let's go, boys. We need a win. So they're all on board. And yeah, I think we didn't have too many favorites early, but we got some later on, so we should be able to get it done.
And you just missed winning this competition last season by about a nose in the final dash of the competition. So, I mean, was that little added motivation for you coming into this one?
Yeah, as long as James stays out of my way.
And, another career season. We're always saying that at the end of the year. Last year we said the same thing. This year you've knocked it right out of the park again. I'm safe to say you'd like to kind of have those conversations around this time every year.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's been unreal. I've surprised myself, really. I never thought I'd be where I'm at right now. And, yeah, I just got to thank all the owners and trainers for giving me the shot on all of these nice horses down at Toronto. It's been amazing, and I can't be any more happy.
All right, Tyler Borth, leading driver around these parts and really doing a great job at Mohawk Park as well. He's in it to win it here in the Holiday Drivers Challenge.
All right, thank you very much, Robert. Good to hear from Tyler Borth. Trying to rally the troops, so to speak. He set off to a slow start, but he was actually sitting second in the standings. So we'll have an updated look at the standings in just a couple of moments. But Tyler was talking about just getting opportunities from different owners and trainers. And Bob, when you broke in full-time at Woodbine Mohawk Park, it all comes down to those opportunities. Who were some of the folks that were giving you those first couple of cracks?
Well, I mean, the main reason I went over was, Dean Nixon, and I got lucky. I picked up some for Rob Boyd at the time, but I went during a real good time, and then I was just extremely fortunate. Right off the hop, I picked up Determination, which is a powerhouse stable, a great owner and a great trainer, and they had world champions at the time, about 5 horses with $1 million, and that seemed extremely surreal. That all of a sudden I thought maybe I'm like, whoa, like so my backup driver, but no, they're like, no, we want you to drive all of them. But I was I was put into a position where I almost couldn't fail, so I was just extremely fortunate for that. But you watch Tyler Borth, he's got Shane Barrington and everything. The rest, he's doing it on his own, and he's doing a great job with it too. And I like his attitude. Like James is the top driver in the country. He's saying stay out of his way, and I like it. I think people, if you got to know Tyler, he's not a cocky individual. He's a real nice guy, but he's cocky on the bike, and you got to be.
You got to have that swagger, so to speak, and have that confidence. And when you have confidence, Chris, I imagine everything just goes a lot better for you.
Oh, for sure. I've seen a lot of guys come and go over the years, and if they don't have that confidence, you come into Mohawk and you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to be there long. So I remember when Bobby came in, it was obvious early that he was going to make a big impact, and Tyler to me was the next one I saw that's he kind of reminds me a bit of Bob, the way they drive. They're very similar, and it's no surprise to me that the way it's turned out for both of them. So it's great to see.
Bob, I remember at one point when you were starting to kind of put your foot in the door at Woodbine Mohawk Park, there was an evening when a lot of drivers went over to Grand River, and I think you won 5 races. Was it nights like that where you were kind of trying to pick your spots? Okay, here's where I can really continue to up my profile at that spot.
Well, I don't want to embarrass you on live TV, but that was actually a year before I went over. That was a whole year.
That was a year before. Well, that's what I'm saying. You weren't driving much there at the time.
Winter of 2017, I went over, but that was the summer of 2016. And that was it was Molson Pace night here at the time, and I went over. I didn't have any on the sheet, but I got loaded up with a bunch of power, and I was driving against a lot of the same guys that drive here still, and that was a fun night. That was one of the most fun nights of my career. I went down there, and just it all was very surreal, but it was definitely a great memory, and it just goes to show if you got horsepower, you can win anywhere.
That certainly is it. We'll see who has the most power in this race as the horses are on the track. You just saw number 1, Credit Kauai. Paul McKenzie is driving. Then was the 2, as Dan Clements will sit behind Easy Breezy Beautiful. 3, Lily GL for trainer Dominic Ledoux has Tyler Borth driving, currently your second choice at 7-2. The 4 is Scarlet Dragon, James McDonald driving for Steve Bosson. 6 wins for this one this season. Next up, we'll meet number 5, Fernhill Bella. Garrett Rooney driving for Cam McQueen, a 6-time winner on the campaign. 6 will be Land of Paradise, Daryl Thiessen. We were talking about him earlier in the day. He drives this one for Scott McNiven, as this horse will look to get back to the winner's circle for the first time since October 20th. Outside starting spot for the 7 have already won Jason Ryan for trainer Ryan Stewart. And then from the second tier, another one that is certainly a live player in here, Marzank Hanover, Kyle Boston's trains, and Natasha Day will drive. I mentioned we were talking about Daryl Thiessen a little bit earlier before you joined us, Bob. I know you know Daryl pretty well, and we were saying you never know where he's going to pop up, do you?
No, like you said, good friend of mine, but he's actually Etzel called him on the way down here when you guys were talking. We were listening live. He says, "Why don't they just say it? He's a gypsy." But no, great guy. I think he's more improving himself in the bike, but he's so good at being able to go somewhere new and adaptable. He's such a big personality, and people gravitate towards him. So hopefully he can stick it out here for a while because he's doing some good.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think that's the one thing I keep waiting for is for him to just set maybe some roots and not think, where is he going to go next? I was going to say maybe a bit of a drifter at times. But, hey, again, it comes down to personality and having communication. And Chris, I mean, over the years, you talked about the drivers that have come and gone. Your relationships over the years with different owners and trainers, at times I know maybe there's frustration and then you have your highs, but how do you just try to keep things, it's all business, I guess, at the end of the day, keep those relationships strong? I think so. And I think in all facets of life, it doesn't matter what business you're in. I think relationships are the foundation of it all. So I think the people that I've been lucky enough to deal with over the years have been great to me, and I hope I've done them some good. And I don't know too many people that I'm not that I'm not friends with that I've been friends with through the business now. So it's been a whole career of that where I've kept good relations with people, and that helps. You have to have friends in any business, and this is just another business like that. All right, so we're getting set for today's 5th race, and again, a competitive contest. At least that's what the betting board is saying, as we have a 2-1 favorite, number 3, Lily GL. This one will be driven by Tyler Borth as he tries to double up, and he's putting everything in play. And I'd have to think, Bob, I mean, here's a horse in Lily GL that's raced 30 times this year, and for most part has been racing at Flamborough. So coming to Western Fair, where I'm pretty sure she's raced here before, but she comes to Western Fair. Is there much change from Flamborough to Western Fair for these horses?
Yeah, it's completely different track shape. One thing to point out, the inside 2 spots at Flamborough are awful spots. Inside 2 here, very good. You got the 7-hole here, you can put a horse in play. You got the 7-8 at Flamborough, you're done. 9-hole, almost a write-off at Flamborough, where this track, every single position can get you into the race. I'm really looking here at this 2-horse here. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of Tyler's horse. Just condition claimers. Those aren't great horses usually. The one thing I'll say about this 2-horse, its lines looked really good. It was, it had a really good second. It had a really good win at Flamborough, and now we're at 3-3. That's a tough class. Then it had a poor start, and then the next week it was scratch 6. So yeah, it's probably going to be a little short, but I'd say you could scrap that last line because it probably was starting to get sick. And coming into this, if it's tight enough and fresh enough, which Phil Coleman over the years has been good, but I'd say he'll be all right.
Okay, well, we mentioned a little bit earlier we're going to try and link up with James McDonald. There's James on our screen. He's out there on the track with the 4 Scarlet Dragon. James, how's it going so far?
It's going great. It's going great. I got to say, this is some pretty cool technology. Must be really cool for Chris. I think when he started driving, they just invented the telephone.
They asked me if we had to keep things on the rails, and I said yes. So I'm glad that you took the first shot. Chris, why don't you maybe have a bit of a rebuttal for James?
Look at him laughing at his own joke out there. That's great.
Why don't, now that we got him mic'd up, we can tell him, hey, man, there's a blind switch coming. You might want to move now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what happened that last race, bud?
I actually heard you guys talking about that, and you said lucky.
Yeah.
I don't know what was that all about.
Extreme luck.
What do we got here, James? I mean, I can look on the page and see what you got here, but I mean, I'm talking about your competition. Your Tyler Borth was nipping at your heels, and now he's got to win. You got to slow him down.
Yeah, Tyler's been trash talking, telling me I had all the good ones. I don't think I've won any by like 412 lengths. So yeah, I'd say he's got some power too. But the Dragon feels pretty good here, and hopefully give me a good run.
Come on, James. Don't embarrass the Mohawk drivers' room like you did last year.
They're putting a lot of pressure on you. Good luck here, James. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Good luck.
All right, there was James McDonald. That's some good technology. That went a lot smoother than I was anticipating, and I should have known he was going to have something quick to say to you guys there. All right, we'll see if James does embarrass himself, or no, does he get another victory? He's already got 2. Set for race number 5. Here we go.
Here they come. And they're off. Bit of a sluggish start at the inside for Credit Kauai. So first to the pylons, Easy Breezy Beautiful is going to park Lily GL through that first turn and stretch that one out to make the lead. Lily GL does work to command. So backing off to second will be Easy Breezy Beautiful, and showing up in the top 3, Scarlet Dragon, not far off the early pace. Then it's a break of 3 to Credit Kauai, who came away in 4th position in front of Marzank Hanover. 3rd from last, Fernhill Bella. Then in 7th, Land of Paradise. Havarti, one can see them all from an 8th. 28 and 3 the opening quarter, and they roll over to 3/8. Lily GL. And Borth has this one on the engine and leading it by a length. Pocket Sitters, Easy Breezy Beautiful, studying the speed from 3rd. That is Scarlet Dragon. She looks anxious and now gets right-9 with just over a half mile to go. That will cover up Marzank Hanover, who's up into the top 4. Credit Kauai under some urging inside their 5th. 3rd over and into the flow comes Fernhill Bella. Also brought wide, Land of Paradise and Havarti one will stay on the pylons in 8th. They were halfway home in 59 seconds. They spin on to the backstretch for the second and final time, and the battle's on up front. There's Scarlet Dragon now taking it to Lily GL. Scarlet Dragon poking ahead in front. Easy Breezy Beautiful trying to stay with them in 3rd. Marzank Hanover out between horses in 4th and about 3 off the lead. 3 wide around that one comes Fernhill Bella. Midway through the final turn, 3/4 in a battle-tested 1:27.3. Nothing settled up front. Scarlet Dragon on the outside wrestles a short lead. Lily GL trying to counter, but now gives way and drawing clear. Scarlet Dragon, and she's opening up. Scarlet Dragon finds her second win. Scarlet Dragon to win. 4 across for second. Widest of all, it was maybe Land of Paradise up in that place photo. Mile time 1:58 for Scarlet Dragon.
All right, we got a duel there, at least a little bit of a square off between the team captains, James McDonald and Tyler Borth, and ultimately Scarlet Dragon, the best on this occasion, puts away the favorite Lily GL and goes on to the open length score as James McDonald picks up his 3rd win of the afternoon. You guys, I'm watching and seeing that one poke its head up in front at 3/4, but you guys knew this one was over. That's why you guys are the pros.
Well, I did, it's kind of the story of 2023. James doesn't put him in a good spot, overdrives them, but the horse is just too good to get beat. So they're just too good. That thing, he was powerhouse, man amongst boys sort of deal, and even James couldn't tire him out.
He did say
he
tried
to.
He tried to. He did. Yeah.
Said the Dragon was feeling good, and the Dragon used all its fire here today to win by about 3 or 4 lengths. Let's join up with winning driver James McDonald once again. James, did you hear any of that?
Oh, yeah, I heard it all. I actually could hear you guys in the race. You said, I was hoping you could hear me. You said, be pretty... Okay, yeah, and anyway, I heard you guys after and again, like that, but no, it was pretty cool. Powerhouse trip by the big girl here.
James, I couldn't help but notice that race kind of worked out the same way as the race did last week when I went by you with your brother's horse in the stretch. You remember that race?
Actually, you know what? I do remember that race. And my brother actually messaged me after, and I said, "Oh, it was nasty out there." He said, "It must have been really nasty when our horse was throwing that dirt all over you."
Seriously, though, great drive, buddy. Nice win.
Thanks a lot, guys. This is it's been a fun day. Hopefully we can keep banging away. It's always good competition. You guys are doing a great job up there. I can hear you in post parade, and you're doing a hell of a job.
Jeez. Well, if you want to switch spots, I think Bob brought his colors here. We could make some late driver changes.
No, I've had enough of Bob. I can't deal with him. He's too tough.
All right, James, great job. Keep it up. You got 3 wins, and Team James McDonald has staked itself to a nice lead, so you got to tell your teammates to pick it up too.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so there's Scarlet Dragon heading back to the winner's circle. Steve Boston's trainee picks up her 5th, or I should say this 5-year-old picks up her 7th win of the season, 15 career scores, and it's a powerful score going right on by to get the job done. So we'll take a look at Scarlet Dragon in the winner's circle. We'll also take a timeout, and when we come back, we will take a closer look, not just at the prices, but also at one more of our competitors here for this year's Drivers' Challenge. More coming up on Cosa-Tv.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with hpibet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to hpibet.com to join for free today.
And welcome back, everybody, to Cosa-Tv's coverage of the Holiday Drivers' Challenge here at Western Fair. Race number 5 is done, which means we're halfway home on this 10-race card, and there is your prices from the 5th, as the 4 Scarlet Dragon paid $6.90 to win. That exacta returns $57.40. The $1 try, $80.05. And they do offer a high 5 on race 5 here at Western Fair each and every day, and it returns for $1 over $2,300, a 20-cent winning ticket, $475.93. Robert Reed is going to be standing by with Dan Clements in just a moment, but before we can get to that, we sat down with Dan earlier this week.
Hi, my name's Dan Clements, and I'm from Toronto, Ontario. My biggest influence in horse racing would have to be Pat Crow. He taught me how to become an all-around horseman, and I guess my dad as well has been a big influence in my life. My Christmas wish list as I get older would be just for health and happiness, and that I continue to be able to watch my grandkids grow up. My favorite memory at Western Fair is I was living in Florida, and I flew in to compete in to represent Canada in the Drivers' Challenge, and I was in second spot after 6 legs and just didn't finish it off, but that was my most memorable time at Western Fair. My wife started a couple days ago. I just continue to try to move forward, become a better person, and continue just trying to stay healthy. It was a few years ago, or a lot of years ago, at Grand River. Me and Trevor Henry were tied for the lead at Grand River, and I won 8 one night and didn't come back for the final week. So it was a good night that night. I've always wanted to win the Hamiltonian Oaks, either as a trainer or a driver. Probably be as a trainer now. Best part of Christmas dinner is being with family and just being around my grandkids, and love it here in London, and everything's just seemed to be falling into place right now for me, so it's all good. Well, it's been a long road for me. I've basically retired for quite a while, and been working hard, and it's just continues to influence me to continue to work hard and continue to try to get better even as I get older.
All right, we're here now. Get a couple extra words with Dan Clements here. And first of all, Dan, you told me that when you get home tonight, you're going to watch the whole Cosa broadcast because you're a big fan of both Christopherou and Bob McClure.
Yeah, I've been around since Chris started driving, and Bob he's a little younger, but he used to drive horses for us, and both really good drivers. So I'm interested to see what they say when I get home.
All right, well, they better be careful now. You're going to be keeping a close eye on them. But, we just talked about, you took 5 years off from driving, and you've been back in the game for a couple of years now, and you're having a lot of success.
Yeah, I had to go to the C tracks, as they would say, and get my timing and get back in shape, and seems like everything's just falling into place right now. So it took a minute to get to know how to drive Western Fair, and but it's all going good right now.
And pretty exciting to drive in a challenge like this. And you just mentioned that you kind of weren't too sure about your draw today, so your idea was to get as many pieces as you can, and then try to take advantage of the big opportunities like the race you have coming up.
Yeah, I've had a couple of good trips, got a couple 2 holes, and just it never worked out. But if I can keep getting little pieces and then fluke off a win here or there, then see where we're at.
And the familiarity of horses, right? Like when you get lucky and you draw one that you've had success with in the past, is that kind of the key to winning these?
Yeah, we pretty much know every horse that's racing today and what they can do and what they can't do, and we just try to put them in the best spot we can, and hopefully they respond.
All right, thanks, Dan. Good luck the rest of the way, and enjoy the broadcast tonight.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the desk. Mark McKelvey along with Bob McClure and Chris Christopher. Good to hear from Dan Clements. Talked about not racing for 5 years. I mean, I'd imagine when you guys take a vacation and come back, it probably takes a couple days to get in the rhythm. That's a long layoff, and like you said, put in his time, racing a lot of tracks like Leamington. Could you imagine stepping on the bike for 5 years and have to get back at it?
He's resilient, Danny, though. You know, he's been around a long time, like you said, and, you know, kudos to him for, you know, making another comeback now and making a go of it. You know, it's one thing to come back, but to be successful, good for him. Really good to see.
I was surprised how quickly you got it back, too, because like you said, I've missed 5 months, and it takes a long time to get back in that rhythm. You know, you with injury, too, I'm sure, but, I mean, to take 5 years and get it back that quickly, it's pretty impressive.
Definitely is. So he's trying to make a little noise here today as we come to the back half of today's program. Let's take a look at the leaderboard and see how things are shaking out. And we've got James McDonald still leading the pack, 59 points, 10 up on Tyler Borth, who has 49. Natasha Day back at 39 is third. Then 31 for Daryl Thiessen, 22 for Paul McKenzie, followed by Dan Clements at 21, Garrett Rooney at 14, and Jason Ryan has 13 points. So James has 3 wins, but he can't shake Tyler Borth, who is right there. He's got a win and then has been coming very close in those other races. So safe to say, if the first half of the day is any indication, it'll come right down to the wire. Great to have you guys with us here today, both top drivers in the sport, and have had many memorable moments, and we thought it'd be right if we did reflect on some of those memorable moments. And Chris, we had asked you about some of your favorite wins. One that we were trying to track down the video, and there was some grainy video on YouTube, was the Trot Mondial.
Okay, you don't got to add any grainy, it wasn't from ancient times.
No,
there was actually the wheels weren't made of wood when I raced.
Did they have rubber on the wheels yet?
I could have been better about that one. Yeah, YouTube. I don't know. 2001. We were still just ahead of the YouTube era, I guess. I did go into the Woodbine archives the other day. I was trying to find it. They've got all these old videos, but.
Wabels went in there and threw all mine out.
Oh, that's probably
any race
what
I
he
won
did.
of any significance, he just tossed it in the garbage.
Well, we were going to show that race. We don't have it right now, but you can Google it or YouTube it. But the reason I want to bring it up is because you told me just how memorable that win was. You beat the great Moneymaker. You got done with Super Grit. How amazing was that day?
It was fantastic. It was a really good day. They were going for like $500,000 too, and it was a big race, and it was at Montreal. But, it's closed now, but it was a 7/8 mile track, big track, and I think it was 1 3/8 maybe the race, and it was a distance race, and I was able to put him in a position where our Moneymaker had to move at least twice, and I was right on her back at the head of the lane and got by her late. But yeah, it was a big win, and it was a lot of fun. Things started to really pick up after that, that's for sure.
At that time, though, that race especially was attracting the top horses from across the world. Really,
it was a big
Ren came over at one point. I mean, that is a race that was. I think it's almost comparable to. Maybe it was even stronger than the Yonkers International Trot they have now, where they invite
the same
the
kind
horses.
of thing.
So very similar. That's a memorable victory. Another horse you'll always be linked to, of course, is Estrellas, and we've got a little flashback here. I'm not sure which of these great victories it was with Estrellas. Maybe you can tell me which one this was here. Oh, we're going to the Meadowlands.
Oh,
all right.
I ran over a cat with this in this race. This is all right there. You see me look back. It's Oliver Wendell Holmes. A black cat ran from the outside of the racetrack.
That can't be good.
And luckily my horse had a Murphy blind on the outside, so he couldn't see it coming, and he ran right down in front of my wheel. And I hit him, and he went up into Campbell's horse's chest. Ain't no stopping him. But anyway, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So this would have been Hambletonian Day, I believe.
It was, yeah. And he kind of, it was a tough race for him. He had the 9-hole, and I had to use him a lot to get him to the front. And but he raced tough. He hung tough. He was a good old horse.
What was his best quality?
I think his versatility. He could do anything. Yeah, you could race him from last or first or whatever. He'd do whatever you wanted, and he was a tough horse. Oh, easy with the whip, Chris. Jesus.
I think one thing Chris will attest to, too, is when you win a race of any significance at that track, it's pretty amazing. That's the mecca of the sport.
Yeah.
It still is, and that's just a fun place to race and a fun place to win, and I'm sure, winning that was a I made it moment for you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it was, anytime you win it, you know what it's like. Well, oh, yeah, you won a race there once, I think. But
you might look at that one in a bit.
The Meadowlands, sure. And back then, Campbell was driving, LeChance, those guys were driving. Those were my idols. Those were my heroes. So to drive against them and to win was at the Meadowlands was a big thing.
Yeah, and I mean, on Hambletonian Day, Bob, this year, you've won the Hambletonian Hambleton, but this year you won with Sylvia Hanover in one of the undercard stakes, and I'd imagine just being a part of the day and winning a race like that. I mean, she's an incredible horse, but again, it was just probably being a part of the day was special.
Yeah, just being a part of the day is special, and like that's just been a day that's been good to me. 2018 was Dream Together at 60-1. Then Forbidden Trade 19, and then 2021 or 2022 I had War Resina in the Hambo Oaks final, and then this year Sylvia. It's just been and I think that is the best day in harness racing to be a part of. Afternoon racing, great horses, great trainers, great drivers, and it's the atmosphere is just electric. Oh well, you're down there every year. I don't have to tell you, but. And it's a day like no other, and to be a part of it is fun. And I've been lucky to just drive some really good horses on those days.
And you deserve credit, Bob, because Sylvia Hanover may be one of the best 3-year-old pacing fillies of all time. In my opinion, the best, but maybe I'll say for other people's horses, maybe one of the best. But I guarantee you, not the easiest to drive. She would get you into trouble real quick, and I think you did a hell of a job with her this year.
Yeah, well, she was she got a little testy at times, but yeah, for sure she is a great filly. But appreciate that too.
Well, that drive on that day, on Hambletonian Day, if I remember, was it Joe Bongiorno, the horse, the filly he had, was trying to maybe stay away from you so that Sylvia didn't see her, and you were more or less just steering down into him, right?
I had to pull her down so that she knew he was there, but I tell you, everybody said, oh, she was hanging again. She didn't hang. That other filly went one hell of a mile that day, and, she I don't know if that maybe took a little out of her because she didn't replicate it again, but that filly, don't take anything away from her, she went a big mile that day.
That was one of the star performances of the season out of many for Sylvia Hanover. And as we go through the post parade here, I just wanted to bring up one other point there, Chris, that you mentioned. You talked about the driving colony at the Meadowlands at that time. For you and even Bob, when you first go to the Meadowlands, what's it like coming in there as the outsider?
You know what? I got to be honest. In my day, it was really, intimidating when you first got in there. But a lot of the guys were Canadian, and I grew up in the business, so I kind of knew everybody already. Like Campbell, I remember shipping horses with Frank Condon when I was like 14 down to the Meadowlands sale. He introduced me to John Campbell, and O'Donnell I knew he'd driven for my father, and Mike LaChance as well I'd known. So it wasn't too bad for me, and everybody was always very nice to me there. Jimmy Morrell was there, Moiseyev. And I mean, Jack was always very nice. It was pretty good, but driving against them was another thing. It was all business, and they were tough. They were tough. I'd say probably one of the toughest driving colonies of all time was that era there. Those guys were just unbelievable.
And that was kind of really if you look back at the history of harness racing, that was kind of the catch driving had become that you were a full-time catch driver probably within that decade, right?
Yeah.
So that just showed the talent that there was, and those guys are all really, talk about them, lots of Hall of Famers and some of the best of all time. And now even with this generation, now we get to see a lot of these drivers, Bob, come up to Woodbine Mohawk Park for lengthy stretches really at times over the fall. So you're racing against a lot of them all the time. So it's not like you're going in and completely, just like Chris, unfamiliar with the guys you're going head-to-head with.
No, and I got to know a lot of them too with the pandemic break. I knew them a little bit before, but I got to know especially the international drivers, the McCarthy's and Dexter. During the pandemic break, I got to race with them every night full-time. But being in there, they're a great group of guys, great to get along with, ruthless on the track, which they are, but absolutely great people, very welcoming. Every single one of them, always very welcoming. No bitterness, no exclusion. They're very, very good people.
And I got to say, our guys up here are the same.
Yeah, they are.
We when they come up here, they'll tell you, I'm sure, that we're the same way. And I think that's one thing that another reason that I enjoyed driving for so long is it's you get along with all the drivers. They get along off the track. 99% of us anyway. We all get along. There's a few loons out there like Waples. They have their problems, but everybody else, we all get along pretty good.
Speaking of someone who's been a part of the Ontario driving scene for quite some time, Paul McKenzie. I think Paul can hear us. Paul, how's the day going?
Oh, it's a great day out here.
Hey, Lou, I got a message from Wally Hennessy. He was wanting to say good luck to the Maritimers in this today. So that's from Wally.
Well, us Islanders are always on the go, eh? Hey, I just taught James McDonald all he knows, so he's good to go.
Oh, you taught me all I know, too. So, man, you're doing your rounds,
I know a
eh?
bit. Well, yeah. The odd day you told me, asked me a couple questions. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good cause, guys.
Yeah,
good
for
cause.
sure.
I like to see all the kids do good.
Are you going to leave with this one, Paulie, or what? coming off the gate?
I might give her a little squirrel off the gate.
There you go.
Get her off the right foot.
Attaboy.
Well, get her off on the left foot. Get her off on the left foot. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, you will.
Well, you're right in the thick of things. I think you're fifth in the standings coming in, but I think as well they were counting on you to be a big team player for Team James McDonald. Did the captain give any words of encouragement?
Well, I told you. I just told him everything he knows.
So you're the real captain.
Yeah, I'm the real captain.
He is the real
captain. On the boys.
That's the power behind the throne right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go on out of there, Lou. Give it to them.
Okay, kid.
So you're telling me he's going to be mic'd up the whole race?
I'm not sure. He may be. Maybe.
I'm going to do my Paul McKenzie. Wah! You're going to hear a lot.
There you go.
That'd be good. A little live mic'd up. Paul, thanks for doing this. Good luck.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
I like this technology. That's good.
I love it.
I love it. That's awesome, man.
That is fantastic. So we've got just a couple of moments away from race number 6. And, Chris, you were looking at the page. I mean, if Paul doesn't leave here, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, one of us has to look at the page. Yeah, I'm gonna say Paul's going to be on the front here by the time they get out of the first turn. After that, whether he can hold it or not might be another deal, but hopefully he can. I'd love to see Paul win one here. That'd be great. And, geez, I don't know, really.
We don't
it's
have
a
the
tough
captains
race.
in this
The
race.
6 looks pretty good. He's got some back class. He's an old horse, 12-year-old, so...
I'm going to throw a shot at Jason Ryan here. Like I said earlier, sometimes a new face, new driver. Jeff O'Brien's been driving this his own. Nothing against Jeff, but sometimes when you get a different set of eyes, shake things up. It's an Angus. It looks like it can leave. I don't like this 5-horse that got passed by 2. It's 2 starts back. Sometimes they remember, then it got passed by 4. Trended the wrong direction. I think Jason Ryan might just rattle this old Angus horse here, and new set of hands might just wake him up a bit. And Jason Ryan sitting last. He's a pretty proud guy. I don't think he'll finish there.
No, and if you caught our draft, he was the last picked, and unlike the NHL All-Star draft, he didn't get a car. He didn't get a paid vacation. So he's got to show up here today and get some points. And I got a feeling, just like you mentioned there, maybe we'll hear from him here. So no James McDonald or Tyler Borth in this race, which means the 1-2 in the standings are watching from the sidelines. They'll each get 5 points for not participating. But who will get the win here? We'll find out. A field of 6 lining up. It's time for this afternoon's 6th race.
Satin Pajamas, Kanagami Courage telling the story, and Cloud 9 Hanover on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch. Field for race 6 approaching the start. And they're off. They're 3 across the track leaving. Kanagami Courage in between rivals. Satin Pajamas was first to the pylons. Kanagami Courage could not negotiate the first turn, has jumped it off. Looping around that one was Telling the Story, who does make the front with an 1/8 of a mile complete. Pocketing up will be Satin Pajamas, and showing up in a good spot third, Cloud 9 Hanover as they straighten up toward the opening quarter. In line 4th, Stars Above Alrej. Following 5th, Dusty Lane Thunder, resetting and trying to catch the field of 6. That's Kanagami Courage. Opening quarter, compliments of Telling the Story and Paul McKenzie, 28-4. Right on the helmet in second, and headstrong looking is Satin Pajamas. In line 3rd, Cloud 9 Hanover just biding his time at this point. Stars Above Alarej is in behind that one 4th. Looks anxious to get underway as they near the half, and that will flush out. Cloud 9 Hanover first to move with just over a half mile to go. Telling the Story got the half in 1:04. A crucial 32 seconds, second quarter breather for Telling the Story. Up to the wheel in second, Cloud 9 Hanover. Keeping close tabs right there third, Satin Pajamas. Out there 4th trying to catch cover, Stars Above Alarej. Slipping through on the inside of that one, Dusty Lane Thunder, and back with the field trailing Kanagami Courage. They're moving up to 3/4, and outside forging to the front, Cloud 9 Hanover. Cloud 9 Hanover has cleared and moves down to the pylons. Squeezing out between rivals, Satin Pajamas now second and will take up the chase, giving way, Telling the Story. On in between 3rd, Dusty Lane Thunder, 3/4, 1:31-1. They turn for home. The classy Cloud 9 Hanover trying to finish it off. Outside for the drive, Satin Pajamas trying to win here, and end a long winless streak, but it's not going to happen today. Cloud9 Hanover will hold on. It is Cloud9 Hanover over a good Satin Pajamas. Dusty Lane Thunder was third, and fourth Stars above Olarej in 2:02.
There you go. Dan Clements gets on the board with a victory as Cloud9 Hanover, a classy 10-year-old, secures the W in 2:02, finishing second, Satin Pajamas. So you had talked about this one maybe being a factor, Bob, and ends up being a good runner-up, beat about a length.
It looked like a good pick for a while there. Jason couldn't have driven him any better. That was a perfect drive. He just got out horsepowered.
That's the way it can go sometimes. So Dan Clements gets the victory, and with that, he's going to get 15 points and going to help Team Tyler Borth. As we've been showing the individual standings, but I did have the team standings going into that race. Team James McDonald, 133 points. Team Tyler Borth, 115 points. So that's going to help the Borth team try and chip away and get a little closer. And Dan Clements, right on cue, right after we caught up with them, does get a victory. So the fifth win of the season for this Lindsay Kerr trainee. And I'm just amazed, Chris, sometimes when you look at the program pages here and you see 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and these horses just keep on going. They just like their work, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and, Bob said it right down the stretch. This horse got 300,000 made. He knows where the finish line is. Nobody was going to get by him late. He knew where to go. And veteran drive by Dan Clements, put him in the right spot, gave him a chance going into the three-quarter pole. The horse didn't let him down. So kudos to him. Way to go, Danny. Nice drive, nice win, and kept your team get your team back points going. So that's good.
Definitely. So it was a quick spin back for the picture taken. Cloud9 Hanover returns to the paddock a winner. We'll take another timeout and come right back as coverage continues here today on Cosa-Tv.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU covers the sport from all angles with news, features, photography, opinion, and analysis of racing. Also, HRU covers breeding and sales, as well as industry stories you need to know. It's all delivered by a deep, diverse, and talented team of writers and photographers. And the best news is that it's free to subscribe. Subscribe to HRU today for free at harnessracingupdate.com and see what everyone is talking about.
All right, everybody. After a short timeout, we are back here at Western Fair, and there are the prices from race number 6. Cloud9 Hanover, the 6 returns $470, $322.60. The $2 exacta, I think Bob could have nailed that one down one way or another. $31.60. That's a decent return. Dollar Tri pays $43.50, and the Dollar Super $126.90. So we welcome you back to the desk as we continue with the Holiday Drivers Challenge here on Cosa-Tv. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And gentlemen, not to put you on the spot here, but we've seen some of the questions we posed to some of the drivers about maybe some of their favorite holiday memories and some of their New Year's resolutions. So Bob, you first. Any holiday traditions, any real memories that stand out for you around this time of the year?
Well, we always used to have Christmas dinner at the farm. I always used to look forward to that, when you got the 2 grandparents there and then you get the 4 siblings from them and then all their kids that were my cousins. And then, then it got to be where, my children and my cousin's children. That was always fun, but obviously now the farm's sold and things changed. But now it's just a lot of fun Christmas morning having the 2 young boys. I know Greek say the same thing with his kids is watching them when they're young open presents. There isn't much better than that. It's a lot better than opening your own presents.
Yeah, is that the case, Chris?
Oh, absolutely. It's I've been through where Bob's at right now, and I still got one little one that's 8, so that it's a lot of fun. You get to watch them open this stuff, and they get so excited.
Yeah.
The other day, my daughter, my 8-year-old. My wife came in the house and she had the pizza, and my daughter was like, "Yeah!" And I said to my wife, "I said, when was the last time you were so excited for a slice of pizza?" So it's great to see, and it's a wonderful time of year. We spend it with my parents and our kids. We have a nice Christmas dinner, so yeah, it's a great time of year.
Wonderful, of course it is, and we continue with this great afternoon of racing, which again does support Toys for Tots. If you have the means, if you can give back, certainly encourage you to do over this holiday season. Well, we were talking a little bit about Jason Ryan, had a good runner-up there in race number 6, and now he is standing by with Robert Reed Jr.
I'm here with Jason Ryan, and I had to really convince him to come and talk to me, because when I first got here today, I said, hey Jason, I love your draw today, and he didn't want to talk to me after race 5. Didn't have much luck on the first half of the car, but a second place finish there on Satin Pajamas, moving in the right direction.
Yeah, we're going to have to build on that for sure. Yeah, you come in this afternoon here and said, geez, Jay, I really like your lineup. I said, we can build on it, hopefully. And then I didn't even want to talk to you here because, well, anytime I talk to you, it just goes in the shitter.
Oh, okay. Hopefully got the sensor on that one. It's okay. So rest of the way through here, right? I now maybe hope it's not a kiss it up again. I said you might be able to run the table. You've got 4 live drives to finish off the competition.
Run the table will be a hard stretch, but I still have some live ones left, and I'm still in good cheer for the charity, so we'll go from there.
And you must have a bit of a burr in your saddle, right? You got picked last. I didn't realize that's actually why they were calling you Millhouse, because you got picked last in the draft. But it must kind of make you a little more motivated to finish off strong.
Yeah, the McDonald boys are pretty big bullies when it comes down to it. And, I got picked last, but I'm still here with cheer on.
All right, so they're Nelson and you're Millhouse.
Correct. He better not be floating for any holes.
All right. And there you have it, Jason Ryan, a.k.a. Millhouse. He's going to try for a strong finish today, and hopefully I didn't bring him some more bad luck.
Jason Ryan, and I'm from Charlottetown, PEI. I've had a lot of influences over the years. I have to say, as a kid, it was definitely Kenny Arsenault from Charlottetown, PEI, who I took my colors from and everything. And I've had lots over the years around that have helped out. I'm going to have to say probably the same as Paul, like the purses that going up would be a great wish list for sure. I'd really like to get more time with my kids and not on the road all the time, but it's starting to work out a little better that way, so we'll continue with that. In a couple weeks, so 23rd, 24th. I'm gonna have to go with my first lifetime win was here at Western Fair, so I'll go with that with Lena's Luck. I'm gonna have to go with the turkey. It's always good. Probably being under the lights in the Gold Cup would be one of my favorite moments in racing. I'd love to win the Gold Cup in Saucer. I've had one shot at it and I got parked. It should be a lot of fun with a group of guys and girl that we're racing with, and it's a great charity for kids to have toys and everything doing it. Every kid should have a good Christmas.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Good to hear there from Jason Ryan. I have some thoughts on that interview in just a moment, but here's a look at the standings. James McDonald and Tyler Borth were both idle in the last race. They each get 5 points, so 64 and 54 respectively. 43 points. Third is Natasha Day, then 36 points for Dan Clements, and 36 points for Daryl Thiessen as they're tied for fourth. Paul McKenzie is 25, Jason Ryan 23, and Garrett Rooney 21. Jason Ryan, we heard him catching up there with Robert Reed. I think Robert Reed might have put a little bit of a curse on him, so to speak, or at least he felt that way.
Speaking of cursing, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of cursing, it's a good thing we're on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else this is being shown. That said, I was going to ask the both of you: did you ever lean into superstitions much? Because in my position at times, I go to interview somebody, especially pre-race. No, I don't like doing those. Either of you, both of you have been very accommodating over the years. I will say that. But either of you kind of have any superstitions?
No GoPro on the bike for a big race. No bike cam. That's a kiss of death. I've always had. That's it, and that's it. Like no kisses. They still got me in the handball because that stupid GoPro on the bike.
How did you let them do it?
I didn't. I said no, and then they went out and asked Mark Stacey, and that's like the nicest person in the world. He wasn't saying no to anybody. I saw it on there. I said, you got to be kidding me.
Any superstitions for you, Chris?
I think all drivers are a little bit, they have their little things, but I'm the same line as Bob, where I got on that. They had that mic'd up thing going on there, and I think I beat with a couple of favorites, and I said to them, don't give me that thing anymore.
You know what, though? I will say, for the most part, all the drivers have been pretty accommodating when it comes to doing those, and we really appreciate it. And those mic'd ups were awesome.
They were good.
The one thing I found is, they were fresh and new at the time, and then the same guys are doing them. It's hard to you kind of got the feel the driver was trying to be almost more of an entertainer than just taking you through the race, which I think for a lot of, especially the diehard fans, just the thought process, how quickly you guys have to react and know the entire field around you. That's one thing that stood out to me, was just how well you guys know all your competition in a race.
Yeah. You have to. If you're going to be successful, you got to know the other horses, and you have to know the other drivers' tendencies. So it's an important part of the racing. But I thought the mic'd up thing was good too. Like I said, it's just gets in your head there. You get beat a couple times with it on. You're like, I better take this thing off.
Well, I will say, if I have either of you come into the winner's circle, I'm certainly not worried about how that interview is going to go. Both very professional. There's some guys, though, I interview who I feel like I just have to ask one question and they'll carry me for 3 minutes. I think we know the types that I am talking about. All right, there's the field for race number 7 on the track. It is a field of 8, so everybody is participating here. And we have a 2-5 favorite in number 2, the Optimist. Speaking of some classy old horses, a 12-year-old here. Randy Marriage is the owner-trainer. Tyler Borth does the driving. 4 wins on the season and a lot of good results in recent weeks here. This is a horse that's got 2 wins in his last 4, top 3 in each of his last 5. Seems to be on his game right now, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Horse is racing lights out, so yeah, got a big shot in here. It's a competitive field, though. It's not like the horse is in by himself, so it should be a good race.
The one thing that stands out is that last start started from the second tier, and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier. When you have a horse that's got gate speed, now you got to overcome starting behind everybody, and this is a horse that had a long journey, but just got beat. So that's a pretty gritty effort, but do you worry at all it takes a little sting out of this horse maybe?
He's 12. I think all the sting's been taken out a long time ago. He's a warrior. The horse shows up, as you can see, third win. Like, the horse is there every week. Race is tough every week, and I expect another big race out of him again this week. All
right, well, as we have the horses on the track, we're going to join driver Daryl Thiessen as we jump in the bike with him. Daryl, you drive the 5, Rye and Klein. We'll talk about that one in a second, but how's the day going?
It's going good, Mark. I didn't have high expectations for these first few. I just kind of want to take them as they come and getting some results. I got myself in the mix here, so no complaints on this end.
Well, we got Chris Christopher and Bob McClure with us, and guys, I'll open the floor. Bob, you know Daryl pretty well. Did you give him any advice heading into today?
No, I don't think Daryl needs any driving advice from me. It's just life advice to try and work on with him at this point, and I ain't getting through to him either. He's a loose horse. But a lot of fun when we do get at it.
Daryl, we were talking a bit about, again, your progression, and you're having a pretty good year here in 2023. You were talking about it earlier. Is this something to build off of going next year, you think?
Yeah, I got a lot of momentum built right now. I feel like just in life, I just feel good on and off the track. Things are kind of going the right direction. Like Bob said, I can be a loose horse, and I can get, when the halter gets off, I can get out of check. But no, life's right where I need it to be right now. I feel good. I just feel good.
That's good, Cowboy. You know what I need? I need you to win with my daughter's horse. Did you win with it yet?
No, he's been knocking on the door. He's been right there a few times. He's been racing really good, though.
Since we're talking about momentum, how about we get the job done soon, all right?
All right, let's get her done here, Greek.
All right, good luck, kid.
Thanks, brother.
All right, Daryl, we'll let you go. Before I do, though, what do you think here with the 5, Ryan Klein?
He can be a bit on the lazy side. I've gone along with him all right in Clinton. I've drove him once for Cam's barn. I expect him to be right there here, honestly. I think he can be right in the mix here.
All right, well, good luck, Daryl. 4 races to go. Still time to make some noise.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, that was Daryl Thiessen as he sits behind the 5. Ryan Klein currently 4-1 on the betting board. Most recently was 4th in this one's last start. Has 10 wins, though, on the season, including 5 back. But looking up and down the page, no other horse has even come close to that. Does that matter at all? Horses that just know how to win?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's a big thing. You know, horses that want to win, they'll show it to you. And but one horse I think people are really overlooking, and I could be off, but I think the 6 horse is a real big shot for Jason Ryan to come right back. I mean, his last start, it looks like it was quite an adventure, 3 wide, and just got beat, hung tough. The race before that, you know, he only got beat. He's coming. It seems like every week he's coming at the end, and, you know, if they don't blast out of there, he's shown he can get out of there real good. And if they, you know, there's not a lot of horses in here that show closing and passing. And this is a better Selite, probably the best breed in Ontario. I think he looks like a pretty classy old horse, mark of 52. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason Ryan upsets the apple cart here.
I was going to say, you don't like chasing the chalk. You like to swing for the fences.
I like to swing for the fences.
He's going for his buddy. He's rooting for his buddy.
Oh, I got 4 buddies in here.
That's true. I guess, you're picking one a race? You picked the right one here. No, hey, he's got a shot. He's got the best bred horse, that's for sure. And the horse looked like he went to war last week, didn't he? Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And lived to tell about it.
Yeah, and lived to tell about it. So, yeah.
Daryl drove him. Might have been wondering what he'd have in the tank next week, but it didn't matter because he landed on another one. So that, I guess, well, we'll see how things go. That said, if you're coming here with all your buddies, did you have a bit of an agenda each race? Okay, I got to give him the shout-out.
No agenda whatsoever. I think, but I do know every single one of the drivers in this challenge very well, so it didn't take any rehearsing to throw them some shout-outs. So.
No, that's perfect, and maybe even a few jabs. We'll see how this one goes. Who will be the hero? Who will be the zero? We'll find out in just a moment. 1 to 2 choices. Number 2, the Optimist, as they line up behind the gate. Sugar Doyle's back behind the mic with the call.
Though Jays and Tigers, the Optimist, Favaro Sealster, Major on the beach, Ryan Klein, Malvolio, Keystone Taz, the trailing spot, Spare Time Surg into the stretch. Be a gapped up beginning for the 7 Keystone Taz. Here they come. They're off in the center. Major on the beach. Came off the car first for Rooney. Up on the outside, Malvolio in play. Up between Pacers travels the veteran, the Optimist. And away in 4th, Jays and Tigers. Up front and in command. Major on the beach on top by 3 full lengths. So Major on the beach for Rooney is leading here at 3-1. The Optimist and Borth sitting second, dropping into 3rd. Malvolio for Ryan. 4th best away, Jays and Tigers. Clements, Favaro, Sealster, McDonald racing 5th. 6th is Spare Time Surg for McKenzie. Then came Ryan Klein and Thiessen. And trailing the field, Keystone Taz for Day. 28-1, brisk. Opening quarter-mile speed put up by Major on the beach. Still leading by 2 full lengths. The Optimist for the trip at 3-5. He's second, traveling 3rd, Malvolio. That one stayed in. Jays and Tigers underway at a 4th for Clements. Traveling first up, that's cover for Favaro Sealster to set it up 3rd over. Spare Time Surg getting underway all alone in 7th. Travels Ryan Klein, still the gapped off trailer for Keystone Taz. 58-4 was the halftime, and it's less than 3/8 left to go for Major on the beach. The 6-year-old son of Art Major has them on the backside. Final time, though the backfield is coming. Major on the beach, and there go the plugs. Outside in 2nd, Jays and Tigers all dressed up. No place to go 3rd for the Optimist. 3 wide on the outside. There goes McDonald with Favaro Sealster circling up and out of the backfield. Spare Time Surg, a bear read 6th for Malvolio. And nothing yet from Ryan Klein. Keystone Taz, 3/4 over there, and 128-2. Fanning 4 across for the drive home. And widest of all, Favaro Sealster. Big late pace from this one. Favaro Sealster and McDonald wins again. The Optimist and Borth for 2nd. Finishing 3rd was Jays and Tigers for Clements. Looked like Major on the beach and Rooney holding 4th. 159-3.
All right, there you go. Favaro Sealster wins race number 7, and James McDonald firmly establishing himself in the standings lead as he gets his 4th win of the afternoon. He's won 4 of the 7 races, and he actually had 1 race off, so he's won 4 of 6. And comes swinging on by. There was a few horses in there that definitely were a little tired. You just wondered who would have the most, and James had the most with his horse.
Yeah, he did, and he had him in the right spot too. I mean, he gave him a good trip, and his horse raced good too. I think my long shot pick there, if he had had a little bit more racetrack, he would have given them a run too. But that's racing.
That definitely is racing, and you guys were talking about it. Just about the fact that when you put a different driver behind a horse, sometimes it just wakes them up a bit. And I don't know what James has got in the hands right now, but these horses today, they're just responding.
Well, and not only that, when you're hot, you're hot. Yep. And he's driving with full confidence right now. And I don't care what anybody says, horses can feel that. You ever see a driver get on a slump, the horses reflect that. If you start getting your own head, you start to doubt yourself, the horse is 100%. And it's not a little bit either, and then when you're hot like James, he'll just pop up and win with long shots. And I'm not one to sit there and say, a driver's the most important thing, but when you get a driver that's full of confidence and riding the hot hand, you're in a pretty good spot.
And you're getting 5-1 on the hot hand here in that race, so you won't be complaining about that. If you did back the 3, Favaro Sealster, who comes back to the winner's circle. Lindsay Kerr trains, 4th win of the season for this 5-year-old gal that's on control at the moment. And I like what you're saying about the horse can feel it, because it's probably similar to very team sports. If a player's out there with lots of confidence and feeling really good, the teammates probably kind of get dragged along and they bring their game up as well. And it is a partnership out on the track.
Absolutely, and nice to see Lindsay and Jeff get a win there. I drove when I was here. I drove a lot for them, and they've always done a good job. So, they don't have the highest end stock, but they certainly make the most of what they have, and they work really hard. So good for them.
And it's a fun day here, and I would imagine even for the owners, the trainers, the connections, everybody involved, probably having a lot of fun getting a race on a rare afternoon card. We don't have many of those in the province, at least at tracks like Western Fair. So everybody having a good time. We'll come right back with more coverage of the Holiday Drivers Challenge after this timeout.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with hpibet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to hpibet.com to join for free today.
And welcome back, everybody. The Holiday Drivers Challenge from Western Fair does continue, and the top dog at this point has been James McDonald. He's got 4 wins, and he gets the job done in race number 7 with number 3, Favaro Sealster, $12.30. You get a 5-1 winner there with the leading driver. $3.60 to place, $2.70 to show, $2 exact to pay, $29.60. The dollar try, $76.70. Dollar super, $290.10. Congratulations if you were able to cash on race number 7. Mark McKelvey on the desk right now, giving the guys a little bit of a timeout, and I'll get a timeout as well because we've got a special draw coming up to conduct that draw. And to find out more, let's go over to Robert Reed Jr.
I'm here in the paddock with Kelly McNiven, who does a fantastic job with the whole Holiday Drivers Challenge and the charitable aspect of it, right, for Toys for Tots, raising both money and toys. And you're going to do a draw right now, correct?
Yeah, we have 3 draws for anybody who donated either a toy or monetary donation. We have a $100 Ultimate Dining gift card donated by Twinbrook Farms, a $150 gift certificate donated by Brits Custom Creations, and then a Buxton Brow Band set donated by Mare Flair.
Awesome. And how many are we drawing right now? 1 winner? Or are we doing all of them now?
We can do whatever you want.
Let's do 1 each race. Let's do that, okay? How's that sound? Okay, so we'll draw 1 now, and then we'll do it after these next couple of races as well. And how can people still donate if they want to send some money donations in?
So you could obviously donate to Toys for Tots directly. You can also send an e-transfer to myself at mcnivenk2@gmail.com. We're also still accepting toy donations here at Western Fair, as well as cash donations.
Okay, excellent. Okay, let's draw that winner then.
Okay, this can be for the Twinbrook. This can be for the Ultimate Dining gift card donated by Twinbrook Farm.
All right, I get to draw it? Okay.
Yeah.
If I put my own name, though, it doesn't count.
Okay, Shen Gao, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, looks right. Look, Shen Gao is the winner of the...
$100 Ultimate Dining gift card donated by Twinbrook Farms.
All right, excellent. Shen Gao, you're the winner of that gift card.
Paul McKenzie, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Just trying to stay healthy and hope everybody else stays healthy, and we can maybe get the purses up would be a great thing. I'd say teaching James McDonald how to drive. Winning a bunch of races would be good, I guess, would be one of them. And no, just participating with all the good guys that we drive against, and like I say, hoping everybody does well and can survive in this game. Oh, my favorite moment would be Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. They win the Gold Cup with Little Black Book.
Little Black Book and Paul McKenzie win the Gold Cup and Saucer.
And she was only one of the mares that ever win it. And it was a great feeling. And had George Miller and his father and mother there. They were treated like royalty, and it was just a great sensation. Oh, the turkey. One race I'd like to win. I'd like to win the Little Brown Jug sometime. I was in it a couple of times, got some checks, but never ever win it. But it would be really nice, yeah. Christmas Eve. I think it's a great challenge, and it's a great for the kids, and hope that we can get some gifts to them and people that are without and can do.
And check out those career numbers for Paul McKenzie. Just an incredible career that he has had, over 9,000 wins. I think at one time, was he not the winningest driver in Flamborough Downs history? I believe.
Is he
still
I think
there?
he always will be, too. Yeah. And I tell you, he is one of my heroes. I grew up driving against him. I learned so much just watching him on a day-to-day racing against him. And he was always really good. Like, he's a great driver. He wasn't doing anybody any favor. He was good to drive with, safe to drive with, and a very competent driver. And I don't have to tell anybody that when you see numbers like that, that's absolutely incredible. Yeah. And I don't think my generation will ever get to those numbers, because he put in a lot of years and a lot of miles and a lot of two tracks one day. But definitely that's a guy who should be in the Canadian Hall of Fame for harness racing for sure, without a question.
I remember when he first came from the East Coast to Flamborough there. I mean, it was like a whirlwind. He could make speed like nobody else. He was unbelievable, and he caught on so quick there. As soon as he got there, basically he was he was so explosive off the gate. Could make speed with old horses that hadn't been making speed. So yeah, he could.
And to this day, he can still rattle one pretty good. I don't know how old he is. I wouldn't say if I did, but he could still rattle one pretty good. And he's an asset to a lot of trainers too, because he's a good horseman. He can help you navigate. Maybe one's a little off or needs a little adjustment. He's an asset in that regard, and a good horseman, but a fantastic driver. And talk about longevity. That's impressive.
Yeah, and we heard from him a little bit earlier, and still enjoying it, right? That's the one thing. And you don't get to numbers like that, like you said, by accident. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look now at the leaderboard, see where we're at after race number 7, where James McDonald secured his 4th win. and he's now up to 79 points, 15 more than Tyler Borth, who is in second. Nat Day is third at 44, Dan Clements fourth at 43, and Daryl Thiessen fifth at 38, followed by Paul McKenzie, Jason Ryan, and Garrett Rooney, all very close there, 28, 27, and 26 points in the bank. So it's a 15-point lead for James McDonald. We'll update the team standings in just a little bit, but 15 points on Tyler Borth. So Tyler's kind of really, he needs to probably get a win here at some point, and he needs James to pretty much miss out here in the final 3 races, as a 4-win afternoon from 6 drives. As I mentioned, James is red hot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely impressive, and that's another thing. You can call someone lucky for winning too. When you get up around the 4 point, he's hot right now. But his horse has been racing good, but he's been doing a good job behind them too.
Well, I'm looking at the betting board right now, and James is driving the outside starter, number 7, Southwind Bayou, and 3-5. So I'd say the money's just really kind of pouring in on him right now. And I think this horse certainly is a big-time contender, but I do wonder if that's a bit of a factor.
Oh, definitely a factor. And not only that, Rafael Barras is probably he's one of the hotter young trainers too, so that factors in. I'm going back to my man Ricky again, Jason Ryan. I like this 2 horse. I like the way it sets up. I think James is going to blast. Looks to be a lot of speed in here. Jason's horse didn't race great last week first up, but the 2 starts before that kind of swept from the back and right around. And I know Jason reads the book real good, and he'll probably play into its strengths. And I think got a real good shot with Something Royal.
Chris, looking at the page here, who's sticks out to you?
Yeah, I think the same. I think Jason, this might be the race that sets up for him. He the 7's leaving for sure. The 1 can leave. The 5 can get out of there if he wants, and even the 6. So might be a little bit of a hot pace, hopefully for Jason to run down. And this horse looks quite capable of doing that. The 1 horse scares me a little bit. Got a good post position, been drawn bad, and not bad, but not great, and still been racing quite well. Draws the inside, but it's going to have to depend on what happens if there's so many leavers or not. If there's not, he's got a much better chance.
Well, some good looks there in the paddock at these horses as they're stepping out, and we've also got some fans. Are those the ones that are making all the noise we're hearing? Because we can hear them up in our spot here, and look at that. They know they're on camera.
Someone's holding Daryl Thiessen's head in the air. Look at that.
Daryl Thiessen's girls there.
He has his
Look
own
at the size of
club?
that head.
Oh, my God.
Hey?
Wow.
Look at the size of that neck.
If
Forget about the head.
14 more feet, it'll be at head level with
There's Daryl. Let's see if he gives him a little salute on his way by. He'll probably be the ultimate professional. He'll be calm, cool, and collected. But the horses are on the track for race number 8. Daryl Thiessen drives 1, Black Creek Rosebud, who Chris mentioned certainly is a major threat with that rail starting spot. 2, Something Royal. We've got our eyes on that one, who's now down to 9-2 for Jason Ryan. 3 is Ezra Express, Nat Day, looking for her second win of the afternoon, sitting behind this Jeremy Brewer trainee. 4 is going to be Mini Million. And Paul McKenzie, we were just talking about him. Maybe right on cue, he'll come through for a W. 5, Put Your Bet Down. Dan Clements is driving for Andy Parrish. 5 wins from 39 tries for this 6-year-old this season. Number 6 will be up next, and that's Wonderful World, as Tyler Borth will look for an upset here. Has got a bit of a long shot, but can certainly get this one in play, driving for Todd Clements. Then's number 7, Southwind Bayou, who has that outside starting spot, but is taking a lot of betting support at 6-5. James McDonald drives for trainer Rafael Barassa. And from the second tier is number 8, Anchor So Real. Garrett Rooney does the driving. Second tier starting spot for this horse, who 2 back was a winner. Last time out was rallying up to grab a 4. So here are the horses for race number 8. That's how they line up. It'll be a field of 8. And let's turn our attention now to number 6, Wonderful World, who's being driven by Tyler Borth. We bring Tyler in. Tyler, you're sitting second behind James McDonald. You're 15 points back. 3 races to go, but you're in the hunt. You got to find a little bit of an upset here.
Yeah, I was hoping I could win that last one and not him, but it didn't go our way, so.
TV, you're making me look like a fool here. Can you dial it in just a little bit?
I can't hear you, Bob. Speak up.
Can you dial it in just a little here? You're making me look like a fool.
I know, Bobby. I'm trying.
Well, it's time to be a team. It's time to be a team player here. James on the outside of you. You don't let him cross over. What you do, you just time that gate. I don't know if you've driven here much, but I can tell you how to do it if you want.
Okay, just stay off it a little and then feed him through and let him roll.
I think you know your way around.
Tyler,
I don't think James will be getting ahead of me here.
Tyler, though, how's the day going overall? You having some fun?
Yeah, it's been good. Started the cart off of the third with Einhorn, so I was happy about that. And we're not winning all the races. James is, but we're right there, so hopefully keep it rolling.
All right, well, Tyler, you know what? You're having a wonderful year. You're getting a lot of accolades. There's no doubt about it. But you're here on your own stomping grounds. I mean, was there a little bit of home track advantage?
Yeah, I think there is, but the way the races are going, it doesn't.
Well, you seem to be fitting in pretty well driving against James at Woodbine. Maybe he just decided he was going to come down here and say, well, if you're coming to my track, he's going to come to yours.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's how it seems, Bobby.
Radar, is it going to rain or are we good for the rest of the day? I just want to know, because the last time you told me, you remember what happened.
I got my dark shades on, Greek. We're good.
Okay, good. I asked him there about 6 months ago. He was, kind of new to the circuit there, and I said to him, how's the weather out there tonight? Oh, no, we're good. And I went out to warm up. When I came in, I would look like a drowned rat.
Now he calls him Radar every time he sees him.
You know I'm cheering for you, buddy. You know I'm always cheering for you.
Yeah, typical Chris Christopher hazing when you first get there.
We're having a good time.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine there's no silence on this broadcast, Tyler. I'm sure you expect there's lots of words.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. A lot of intelligence in that.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, I've been saying a lot of good things about you.
Yeah,
so
we're
you
sitting here building him up.
Yeah, that'll be enough of that. He's going to.
It was a compliment.
Oh,
why
yeah.
don't you get that horse's head
Sounded
straight?
like backhanded compliment.
Do your job and get the horse's head straight. I've been watching this horse post parade with his head sideways. Look at that.
Oh, he'll straighten up.
Straighten his head up. You're going to straighten right up into James. That's where he's going to straighten up to.
Well, that'd be all right.
Maybe just drop that left line right where they let go.
Yeah.
Take care of him early.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler. We'll let you go. Good luck here. I'll teach them about broadcasting and now about not talking over each other. So have at it. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
All right. There's Tyler Borth as he drives the 6 Wonderful World, 19-1. Maybe we'll get the upset rate here. Something tells me he's not just going to go around. He'll try and get this one in play. We still have 3 races left on this afternoon here on Cosa-Tv, so if you are just joining us, make sure you leave us a comment on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be tracking those, and keep the conversation going. A lot of fun online as everybody's having a real good afternoon here, and Tyler Borth's hoping that it might even become an even better afternoon as he tries to track down James McDonald. Kind of fitting, though, that the 2 drivers that are 1-2 in the country for wins, who are the captains, are kind of stealing the show here today, and again, they're top talents in the sport, and it's been on display today.
Absolutely, yeah. And we keep going back. It's not a coincidence, you know. They're the best for a reason. They're leading the standings for a reason, and you give them the horsepower, they're going to get the job done every time.
All right. Well, now we see the odds drifting up a little bit on the 7 Southwind Bayou, who we mentioned when the betting opened was taking the early money. Now the rail horse Black Creek Rosebud is a 7-5 choice. The way James is driving, I think he'll give this one. And you talked about the hot barn. I mean, 7-2. It's probably even worth a little bit of a sprinkle.
I can't see him ducking him, that's for sure. But I can't wait to see what Tyler does here because Tyler's a man of his word. I don't think he's going to let him just drip down in front of him here. So I hope this gets a little bit Western.
All right, we're about to find out. The horses are lining up. Race number 8 on this Holiday Drivers Challenge Day from Western Fair.
McKenzie, put your bet down. Dan Clements, Wonderful World, Tyler Borth, Southwind Bayou, James McDonald, trailing out. Anchor Surreal, Garrett Rooney. You're watching the 4th annual Drivers Holiday Challenge in support of Toys for Tots. Picking up speed, here they come. Race 8, sponsored by Dorchester Pet and Country Store. They're off. And to take them on out of there, Southwind Bayou up between Pacers' Wonderful World and protecting the inside lane as they barrel through the opening turn was Put Your Bet Down. So, coming out on top, Wonderful World for Borth, plugged right in there. Put Your Bet Down. That has Southwind Bayou having to duck and tuck back into 3rd. So, Wonderful World here at 20-1 for Borth. Fronting through the opening quarter-mile, clocking bullet speed, 27.4 for Wonderful World. It's wonderful so far for Borth out there by 2.5. Traveling in 2nd is Put Your Bet Down, thinking about it. 3rd is Southwind Bayou. Black Creek Rosebud trying to force that hand. And move to the outside in 5th now for Something Royal. Down in front of us, they travel, pairing up. It's going to be 3 in. It's going to be 5 out with 1 lap to go in the 8. Wonderful World giving the cold horse shoulder here to Southwind Bayou. These two together battle on towards the 5/8. Racing third, put your bet down. Black Creek Rosebud trying to be fourth against Ezra Express. Half clocked up in 58-2. Wonderful World still going forward, dropping into draft in second. Southwind Bayou traveling third, put your bet down. Still waiting on Black Creek Rosebud. 3 deep out there. Something Royal 4 wide on the outside for Anchor So Real. Up and by 3/4 over there and 128-2. Still selling it. That is Wonderful World. Trying to buy it will be Southwind Bayou, the 2-horse breakaway with just over an 8th left to go. And it's down to Borth and McDonald. These two together make the swing. Wonderful World on the in. Outside, Southwind Bayou. One more time of many in here. And James McDonald goes by late for 5 victories on the day. Wonderful World was second. Anchor So Real third. Black Creek Rosebud fourth. 2 minutes flat. Southwind Bayou at 2-1.
Well, I am so glad we had that pre-race interview with Tyler Borth because we had a little inkling that we might get a showdown there, and he did exactly what he was going to say. Bob, you said it. You asked him. He said he couldn't let him go.
He did everything he could do to beat him. I mean, James's horse just he was just better. But I mean, Tyler drove the race. He jammed him. He didn't just jam him in the 2-hole. It was a 3-hole. James had to come first up again, but. Tyler did a great job with a 20-1 shot, and he never got it done. Now, that just says, that was a great drive.
He even let him drift in the stretch.
Yeah. Oh, wait, well, Rubin's racing. Great.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
He tried to get everything he could out of Wonderful World, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's a game effort by that horse, and 27-4 to the quarter, and just using him the whole way, and gets beat a length by the horse who, at the end of the day, was probably one of the best in the race.
Yeah.
And
James won with it. It had to be the best, didn't it?
Yeah. You don't see him win it. Let's see him do it with something that's not right. Even money.
Yeah. Well, end up getting 2-1 on a horse that I think opened up at 3-5, so drifted up a bit, and that's 5 wins now for James McDonald. And I'd have to do some quick math, but I have to think now he's pretty much got this thing wrapped up with 2 races to go. But the hot hand does continue, and maybe it's just a story of the year for Tyler. He's been trying to track him down in the Dash title, and he came into today. Think about this. He came in 15 wins behind. James had told him, I'm taking a vacation. You might have a chance to make things close. And then James today comes here, and he's 4 up on him now because I think Tyler got 1 or 2?
1, I think.
But Tyler, like you said, James is going away for, I think, a week. Tyler was averaging about 30 races a week right now. I don't think that's over. That race ain't over.
No, it's not.
I think Tyler's, again, he's probably the favorite to win. Tyler's going head-to-head with him at Woodbine right now. There's not a big separation there. And Tyler on Sundays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, he's still driving a lot of power. He's still winning 4 or 5 a night, sometimes 8. I think Tyler's got a great shot at the Dash title still.
Yeah, Tuesday, have that circled here at Western Fair because he's probably got a powerful card where he can make up some of those victories. But on a Sunday here today, James McDonald's got now 5 wins at Southwind Bayou. Gets the job done. A 6-year-old mare, Rafael Barassa, the winning trainer. And that barn stays really hot. 4 wins now in the season for this 6-year-old mare, and 5 wins on the day for driver James McDonald as everybody's enjoying the afternoon.
Sure.
Smiles all around.
I'm surprised. I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that James has had such a great day because the ribbon we gave him after last year's performance, I mean, all year he's heard about it. So, I mean, it's good that he actually showed up and put on a show here for the fans and drove great so far. He's been first over, 5 times or 4 times?
He's just
first over 4 times?
I don't think he's seen the real 4 times total.
No. So, it's great that he showed up and he's done that. And he's won a few races, albeit with the best horses and, with the toughest trips. But that's okay. The fans
details.
It's details.
Yeah, you know what? I hesitate to tell this story because if James thinks I was comparing him to Wayne Gretzky, I'll never hear the end of it.
Really?
But I remember the Wayne Gretzky story where he didn't try one day as a kid, and his dad said, all these people came to watch
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
James last year he just came to hang out, but this year he is trying.
He showed up.
He's showing up, exactly that, and he's got 5 wins, a $6.50 return on the $2 win price for the 7 Southwind Bayou, and we should have hit that exacta. Really, we knew Tyler was going to go forward. Him and James, they come 1-2, and you get $46 back. I think that's not a bad return. Not often you probably get the 2 outside starters here finishing 1-2 at Western Fair. All right, there's a look at the prices. We're back as we head towards race number 9 coming up next.
For over 25 years, Tara Hill Stud has worked with partners to help produce champion stallions. We are proud to have bred great racehorses like Fade Out, Shower Play, Precious Delight, and There's a Demon in Me. Our stallions, past and present, have had tremendous success while making a huge impact on racing across North America. Mr. Levesque, Mach 3, Cadabra, Muscle Mass, and Precious Bunny, to name a few. Our stallions' progeny have won major events, including the Hambletonian. Tara Hill Stud are currently standing 9 of the industry's top stallions. Alarm Detector, Control the Moment, Danson Lou, Flanagan Memory, Green Manalishi, He's Watching, Muscle Mass, Resolve, and Sports Writer. Our facility is modern, our staff knowledgeable. Consider Tara Hill Stud when choosing a home for your stallion. Tara Hill Stud, where champions stand and champion yearlings are raised. Log on to TaraHills.com.
Robert Reed Jr. back in the paddock here with Kelly McNiven, who does fantastic work with the Drivers Holiday Challenge, raising money for Toys for Tots and also toys. Before we get to the draw, we're going to do a couple more draws right now, Kelly, but before we get to that, can you just maybe share with the best toy of the season? I got a 7-year-old at home, 7-year-old and a baby turning a year, but for the 7-year-old, what do you think the best toy would be?
I'd say Lego or Playmobil. That was like a lot of the stuff that was in the toy stores I was at, like big piles of that kind of stuff, Play-Doh, something original, but those are the popular toys I saw at the toy stores.
All right, well, there you have it. With Play-Doh, I'm going to stay away from because it makes a big mess, but the other stuff, Lego, that's a big winner for me. Okay, so we got 2 more draws left, and what are the prizes again?
So we have a $150 Brits Custom Creation gift certificate, and that was donated by Brits Custom Creations, and then we have a Buxton Brow Band combo donated by Mare Flair.
All right, excellent. Okay, let's draw the lucky winners. All right, so the first one.
Larry Lane has won the $150 Brits Custom Creation gift certificate. And then Courtney Pollard has won the Mare Flair Buxton Brow Band set.
Okay, well, congrats to both Larry Lane and Courtney Pollard. Kelly, just want to say thank you so much for all the hard work you do. It's for a great cause and, really important that every kid has a great Christmas. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
All right, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Robert Reed. And, kudos again to Kelly McNiven. Did a wonderful job kind of spearheading it throughout this holiday season once again. And a lot of kids are certainly going to be happy on Christmas Day. The man of the hour has been James McDonald. He's got 5 wins on the afternoon. And here's a look at his totals, not just for the season, but his career. And those career numbers have been skyrocketing over the last several years, most recently the last 3, as he is on pace potentially to get his 3rd straight Driver of the Year award in Canada. Season totals, guys, over 400 wins, $10 million. Chris and I were talking about it, and then Bob as well, the fact that we hadn't seen a $10 million season by a Canadian-based driver since 2011.
Is that Jody?
And that was Jody back in 2011, and we were saying that was right before the slots program ended, or the deal that we did have. So the purses have been pretty stagnant in recent years, and to do that, it's just incredible, isn't it?
I didn't think you'd see it ever again. I really didn't think you'd see it again, and I think if you look back on the previous winners before James, they might have topped the year with 5 to 6 to 7 million, and then that just goes to show just how dominant he is. And then you start looking at Sylvain, Louis, and Doug. Myself, we still had 5-6 million, and he still got 10. Like it's not like he was a one-man show. He's racing like there was a lot of people that had a good year, hey, he is just absolutely dominant right now. And but one thing I think people should remember, how many years he put the time in.
Sure.
I mean, how many years did he sat 8th and 10th at Woodbine? He showed up every night with a good attitude. He was a good driver then. And then it's, and they started getting a lot of power. I think the pandemic, actually, for how many people it hurt, it really helped him. He went down to the States. He maybe got better connections, maybe learned a little different driving style, but he came back with a full head of steam, and he's been nonstop since then.
Yeah, the other thing that stands out to me is the number of wins, especially at Mohawk Park. I mean, for the most part, he really doesn't venture away during the stake season a bit to some of the other tracks in Ontario, but it's mostly just regular 4 or 5 nights a week. And Chris, over 400 wins last year just at Mohawk.
Yeah.
And this is in the era where we're not 5 nights a week year-round. There was a time when getting over 400 happened. It didn't happen all that often, but when it was 5 nights a week, to do it with, I think it's 220, 230 cards a year, that is really impressive.
It is. And, the kid can drive. That's what it comes down. He's a very good driver, but I think the best point, too, I think that was what Bob said. He spent a good few years, 7th, 8th
I would say
driver.
almost a decade.
Right.
Yeah.
And he worked at it and worked at it, and he stuck it out, and he made it happen. So congratulations to him.
And I would say he's got the same attitude he has
exactly.
right now that he did right then. And people that don't know him, I think that's it's unfortunate, because one of the best people you'll meet, and that hasn't changed through his success. He just I didn't think it was possible. He actually talks more now, and I really didn't think that was possible, but he just, he it's hard to get a word in sometimes.
All right, well,
he's a level-headed guy and a good guy.
He is.
Yeah, no doubt. And as we bring up the leaderboard, he is first in today's Drivers' Challenge, up now by 20 points on Tyler Borth, as he is up to 94. Tyler Borth at 74. Nat Day, Dan Clements, and Daryl Thiessen all kind of vying around that show spot, 47, 44, and 43 points respectively. And then Garrett Rooney, Jason Ryan, and Paul McKenzie round things out. Have to take a look at the team standings here. The last update I had showed that Team James McDonald was up by just 7 points going into that last race. So I don't have last race's numbers counted in just yet. We'll get those shortly. But when we take a look, we're just getting our ears. 202 to 194 for Team James McDonald.
Race.
So that's what we're going to be watching over the last 2 races. Is we're going to have a tight battle between the teams. I always found in the Drivers' Challenge how confusing it was when you got down to the last race trying to figure out where everyone needs to finish. Don't get me started if we have to figure out where everybody has to finish. But we'll see what happens with 2 races to go. We were talking a little bit earlier about some memorable moments for Chris Christoforou. Bob, you've had your fair share, and we're going to take a look back at one of those memorable victories here now. And these are kind of coming at me by surprise, so let's wait and see. It's going to pop up on the screen. You probably know better. You probably told them what race you want to watch.
No, I don't know which one.
Got to be the Hamil's got to be on
I
here.
figured it's going to be the Hamiltonian.
Times,
have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Maybe
I wonder if they got a fresh one.
Maybe the British Crown.
Sylvia, maybe.
Maybe. We're waiting on
Dream
it
of
here.
Glory.
Sorry
Dream
to
of Glory.
There
you go.
Wow.
We're going
yeah,
old
this
school.
is it's gotta be one of my favorites ever. Hanover's where I started, and it's still my favorite track in the world. But person that's been a big part of my career and my life too, is Mark Getzel, and I raced at this track for a decade and couldn't win this race. It took leaving to finally win it, and it was for Mark Getzel, who's Chris. I know you'll attest to, great horseman, great yearling buyer, developer, trainer, and. I'm sitting in the 2-hole behind Scott Young, and one of my idols growing up was Jack Moiseyev, and he gets on the outside of me, and it was just a great finish. But I think the best part about this race was actually the race call. It's Rick Ryer over a real echoey, it sounded like a big stadium speaker, and it's muffled, but it's just it's something about it. It still gives me goosebumps to this day. It's Mr. Muscle, but no, definitely one of my favorites ever. This one.
Were you worried here?
Oh, panicking, yes, yeah. But I did know at that time I was a little bit more reckless, and I knew I wasn't going to get locked in. I just wasn't sure if I'd get placed for it.
Yeah.
And I think I had to pull Clark Stacey's shin boot out of the wheel after the race.
Just checking with the guys, see if maybe we could bring that call up.
Yeah, the call
Here
is
we go.
great.
We got Rick Ryer on the call. Let's bring it up.
Turbo calm on the bottom turn, still magic night, seen a magician, Mr. Muscle needs some real estate, top of the stretch, magic night, can he close it out, seen a magician, here comes Mr. Muscle on the outside, Mr. Muscle, Bob McClure, Mr. Muscle Muscle gets her done. Cena Magician second. Magic Knight third. 1:58.3.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
you were right
still
about
gives me
that.
goosebumps,
The
yeah.
echoes, the booming call there of Rick Ryer as you won the Dream of Glory. And the Dream of Glory night at Hanover Raceway means so much to you that this year you actually left from the Hambletonian after Sylvia Hanover won on that card early in the card, and you made it to Hanover.
Yeah.
You finally did it. The
Yeah.
Meadowlands Hanover double. I know you tried
I
before.
tried 3 times, and the third time was a charm. But, yeah, I flew private to the Meadowlands, public back, got the owner of the horse to pick me up in Pearson. Everything went smoothly, and finished third. So, such a great build-up to a story, and then third. But
hey, you still did it. I know that it's a fun place. I really enjoy going up to Hanover each and every summer. So we have the horses on the track now for race number 9. Start of the late double. 2 races to go. We have a scratch of number 6, Easy Flyer. So Paul McKenzie will get an automatic 5 points as he will not be participating in this race. And right now our even money choice is a 2, State of Play for Garrett Rooney and Lindsay Kerr. So we'll see if this one can come through. Was a back-to-back winner in mid-October, winning at Flamborough and then here at London. And this is going to be the 3rd start since being claimed by Lindsay Kerr. First time out 7th. And that was over Woodbine Mohawk Park. Comes back to the half here at London. And a well-beaten 3rd, but 3rd overall. And has a much better starting spot today, guys. I think this is one that can certainly make some hay.
I don't know. Looking at the paper, I think this thing should be pretty well 1 to 5. You look ever since like being in the Lindsay Kerr barn, went to Woodbine, drew the 8-hole, got away back, came back half 56 and change. That's saying something for this type of horse. Then last week, there's nothing flashy about the line. The time's not flashy. The last course not flashy, but made up 7 lengths in the stretch. I don't care. Like that's doing a lot of pace. And so State of Play, I think he looks like quite a bit the best in here.
What about James here, Chris? 5 wins already. Can he make it half a dozen? He's got the rail, so he's got the right starting spot.
You know what? Listen, you can't write James off in any race the way things are going for him right now. But I think he doesn't win this one. I think Bob's right on the money. I don't see how this State of Play, unless he gets into some kind of crazy road trouble or something. He's the class, horse in here. He's got a decent post. He's been racing good.
Had bad posts too.
Yeah, I mean, I just he's got 40,000 made this year. There's horses in here they don't have 10. So I mean, a 1 anyway. And I just think that he's the class of the bunch, and I think he's the best.
I think this rail horse too. He been racing over Leamington, and getting a lot of he cut the mile. It should be an advantage there. The time he didn't race very good. Sat the 2-hole, faded. Cut the mile, faded. Seems trips been going his way and just can't close it out. So State of Play looks like he's dealing with bad trips, bad posts, and still right in the hunt every week. So unless there's an outside flyer that we aren't looking at, I'd say Garrett's got a real live one here.
Yeah.
And look at that. Not even the favorite right now.
Not
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Again, those pools will fluctuate as we get closer to post time. Trying to see who maybe another contender in this field is, because I think for sure I'm with you guys here. I think it's a clean sweep. We think it's the 2 that should get the job done.
Maybe.
But all right, let's talk about the 5, Fear of the Shadow. I mean, 4-1 on the morning line, 15-1 currently on the betting board. Seemingly always in the mix.
I think with James driving the 1, it's taken a little extra money that he wouldn't take. And I think the 2 horse was going to take probably, the rest of it. It kind of leaves the 5 horse laying out in the wind a little bit. And this horse can get off the gate. He's probably going to get around, the 3 and the 4 and get into the mix. So, maybe on the end of the try or something like that. But I'm trying to find something else in here, and I just keep landing on this 5 horse.
Well, I just saw the man behind Cujo Entertainment, Curtis McDonald, out there on the track. Looks like he's setting up Nat Day, who might be joining us for a quick conversation in just a moment, and maybe she will get that job done with the 5, Fear of the Shadow. Fear of the Shadow is owned and trained by Harry Martin of Hanover, Ontario. So there you go, kind of coming full circle as we get closer towards post time for this afternoon's 9th race. 2nd-tier starting spot for Lyman to Coconut, who this is a horse that has a missing chart line. I'd have to go back and look and see if it did race just 2 days ago, Bob, but probably wouldn't surprise me if this horse did race.
I think it did, and it was 2nd beat ahead. I think we watched at Woodbine. Nick Stewart drove it, but it raced pretty good, and it was a closing 2nd if I've got the right horse. But I believe me and Tyler watched it, and Tyler made some comments about Nick Stewart not leaving anything in the tank for him today. So
was 2nd beat ahead. Yep, there you go in race 9 on Friday night, coming right back.
Well, one
2
thing
days
about it,
later.
he is fit as a fiddle.
All right, well, I'm getting some word in my ears. Maybe we've got Nat Day lined up. Guys in the truck are letting me know. I think we'll be able to go to her in just a second and get her thoughts on the day and her chances with Fear the Shadow, who we think could be a player in here. Let's see if Nat, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, thanks so much for doing this here before you guys go to the gate. First of all, you came back trying to defend your title. James is putting on a clinic, but there's still a couple races left. Can you make a little noise here in race 9?
Oh, we'll probably give it a crack, but yeah, I'll be happy if I can hold down third for the day.
Yeah, you're having a nice afternoon, that's for sure. You were really looking forward to today, I would imagine?
Absolutely. Always looking forward to getting in here amongst the guys and giving them a little bit of a shake-up.
Yeah, well, you're always good at that as soon as you came here, Nat. And guys, was there any extra pressure being the reigning champion, or are you just taking it 1 year at a time?
No pressure, no pressure. I think these things are pretty much, if they fall into place, they fall into place. So I take it as it comes.
Yeah, that's about it with driver challenges. It's you need a lot of luck in them for sure.
Well, Nat, we'll let you go here. Best of luck. Hopefully you can make some noise, like we said. Good luck here.
Good luck, Nat.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right, that was Nat Day driving Fear the Shadow. As I think it's safe to say we couldn't see it there. They're going to the gate. So here we go for race number 9.
She's missing it.
8-5 on number 1. It's Ed's idea. Set to go. Here's Sugar Doyle with the call.
Kevin Den Fraudsters trailing out. Lime into Coconut. Top of the stretch. 9th race sponsored by Grand River Raceway. Here they come. And away they go. First to show, it's Ed's idea with that rail advantage with the early speed. He's on top, plugged in from the back tier spot. Lime into Coconut. Right up there in second for Borth. So McDonald and Borth sitting 1-2 again here in London. Dropping into third with Stay to Play. Away in fourth. Fine Credit, then in fifth, Bravado Sealster. Sixth is Fear the Shadows. Seventh, and trailing Kevin Den Fraudster. So McDonald had them single file quite early here. Opening quarter was 29, flat for 5-2 shot. It's Ed's idea. He's on top by 2, and he's tugging on McDonald. Second best, the Lime and the Coconut, closed up as the even money choice. Traveling in third is State of Play. He's considering an outside move here for Rooney. Fine Credit is going to force him to go first up here prior to the half mile. So up front in command, it's Ed's idea. Being challenged now by State of Play. Third and in, it's Reminders for Lima de Coconut. A toe up and fourth for Fine Credit. Then fifth and in for Bravado Sealster, the back markers. Fear the Shadow over Kevin Dan Fraudsters, 59-1, 30-1. Right at second frame, it's Ed's idea, leading on to the backside. Final time, State of Play, grit grinding away here. He's outside and gaining from second, locked in the box third for Lime and the Coconut. Gapping on the cover, Fine Credit. That has Bravado Sealster coming through now to show fourth. Moving into sixth went Kevin Dan Fraudsters along the inside to save ground. Fear the Shadow. Just over an eighth left to go after three quarters. Put up in 128-1. They're going to fan 3, maybe 4 across for this drive home. McDonald on top. It's Ed's idea. Here comes Borth with Lime into Coconut. It's going to be the clean up in aisle 3 for Borth. Taking the ninth with Lime into Coconut. State of Play second. It's Ed's idea third. And on to take fourth, Bravado Sealster 158-2.
All right, that is a victory for Tyler Borth as the 8 Lime into Coconut. Bob McClure was mentioning Tyler was worried there wasn't going to be anything left in the tank after a tough journey and a narrow defeat on Friday night, but comes right back here Sunday afternoon and is going to swoop on by in the lane. Ended up being a pretty good trip for this one, Chris, as James did what he had to do with the rail and the horse taking the money.
Yeah, and you know what? Kudos to Tyler. Great drive there. Got himself in position early. Took a bit of a shuffle, but come back to win it. And his horse raced really good. I didn't really see that coming from this horse, but. Looking at the program a little better, it's not hard to see if things shook up a little bit in front of him. He might be there at the wire. So if anybody got him, whoever bet him there, good for you. It was a good pick.
Pretty good class for him, too. He'd been racing a lot higher.
Yeah.
He had the one start there, and obviously he almost won the other night. But definitely, that horse raced good. And good 1-2 by the Tyler's team. I think that might put them in the lead.
Yeah, that's going to make a big difference in the team standings. So we'll get the update on that before we get to the final race as Tyler Borth gets the victory. State of Play is the one we thought was maybe the best and should be the winner in here, ends up having to settle for second, and the one It's Ed's Idea rounds out the try, finishing in third. So Tyler Borth gets another victory. He'll take that one there and continue to chip away, and it looks like it will stay just like we were talking about, the captains being 1-2 in the individual standing. So Lyman de Coconut is a 5-year-old son of Big Jim. Randy Parrish owns and trains. Second win in 25 starts this season. Career win number 13. Stops the clock in 1:58.2. All right, we'll step aside. When we come back, we have got more action coming from Western Fair.
Racing is fast and exciting at the picturesque Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park racetracks in Ontario, Canada. Woodbine Standardbred, home of the Pepsi North America Cup, a summer classic.
Pebble Beach in Iran.
And Woodbine Thoroughbred, home of the historic King's Plate.
But the mighty filly has devastated them.
Full fields, exotic wagers, iconic events. Play Woodbine Thoroughbred and Woodbine Standardbred today at your favorite wagering location.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine's new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online, offers the best online service available. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easily as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To view the sales schedule, create your account, or learn more, visit www.preferredequineonline.com or call our sales team at 914-773-7777.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the prices from race number 9. Number 8, Lyman de Coconut, a $4 winner, $2.60 to place, $2.10 to show. $2 exact to pay $10.50. The dollar try returns $16.35. $1 superfecta, $45.10. All right, we continue on with today's coverage. Just one race remains in the challenge, and we saw Tyler Borth get another victory. We're going to catch up with him in just a moment. That's a big win because while James has the individual title wrapped up, the team title is certainly up for grabs. They had a slight lead, did Team McDonald, going into that last race, but a 1-2 finish by Tyler Borth and Garrett Rooney will make things close, and it's going to force us to really get our thinking caps on to try and figure out the math of where everyone's got to finish. But at least we got a little something when it comes to some rooting interest, or at least something to watch coming down to the wire here. James has had a wonderful day. Tyler has had a pretty good day, and I guess it wouldn't be completely overshadowed his day if his team can win it here.
Well, I think they got a real good shot here too. I mean, Jason Ryan, I think that's his team, right? Nope, that's the other team. So, but no, I think it's fun when it's competitive too. And James is just taking the fun out of the driver's part of this. But it's cool that the team part still has some fun and competitiveness to this.
Yeah, it's like most things James does.
Yeah, so but the fun out of it. Lackluster.
I'm cheering this race for the one horse. Our buddy Jason Ryan, he hasn't won one yet today, so we're cheering for him to win this one. The trainer, Kevin Bod, is a good buddy of mine, nice guy, and the owner, Mary Christopher, friend of my family's for a lot of years, so I'm cheering for the one here. I hope he can get it done. He's up in class, but he's got the rail again. He likes the front. He's a big, strong shadow play. He likes to go, as far and as fast as he can, so we'll see if he can hold on in here. It's going to be a bit tougher than last week, though, I think.
Now, a good buddy of yours, Chris, as well, Randy Waples keeps texting me throughout the entire broadcast with questions for you.
Well, probably on how to do things right, because, I've watched the WEG show recently, and I'm glad he's watching. Get some pointers. And
he was asking some question here about...
I keep telling him, the horse won. He didn't win. He win. She win. He win. They won.
All right, there we go. All right. I don't even need to ask the question now. Yeah. I think Randy probably got his name said a few times there.
Oh, he'll be happy.
He's been tuning in all day long, and we hope you've been enjoying the coverage. It's been a lot of fun with just one race to go now, and hey, they're going to be coming onto the track probably in just a couple of minutes. I know Robert Reed was hoping to catch up with Tyler Borth, but I think one of our camera folks over there was trying to unhook the microphone from Natasha Day, so hopefully they had no issues with that. And with that, we've got one
Gate
race
kind
to
of
go.
left her that last race, didn't it? Did the Gate... She was like, I don't know, like she was doing the interview and they looked like the Gate kind of got away.
All I know is when we wrapped that interview, all I could hear was wind coming through the mic. So I think they were going a pretty good clip.
They were flying behind the Gate, yeah.
I think we've heard Tyler Borth talk enough for today. It's time to step up and get some points for his team.
That's it.
There's been an awful lot of talk going around this day, but I'd say a great day. I think everybody had a lot of fun. I know, looking on social media, I think everybody had a lot of fun watching it too.
Good.
And this is a really great place to host such a thing. I always really enjoyed racing here. I got to race here for a lot of years, but this is definitely of the winter tracks the best one, and I think that it's a place you always felt like you really enjoyed racing at, and you felt welcomed. And a lot of that is Greg Blanchard too. He does a great job running things, and he always has. And I think he's going to go down as from a Ted Clark to an Ian Fleming. Greg Blanchard, we won't realize what an asset a guy like that is until we don't have him anymore. So he's a good job to Greg on everything he's done here.
Absolutely. Always enjoy coming here to the Raceway at Western Fair, Camelot Classic night, or whether it's any other day, including today on this December 10th for the Holiday Drivers Challenge. All right, let's go to Robert Reed. He is standing by with both captains.
All right, well, here I am with both captains, and you guys have put on a show today, first of all. I'm going to say it right now. I mean, everyone sees it at home. Incredible all day. Battles, stretch battles, been unreal, and a nice victory there for you, Tyler. Everyone's kind of talking like it was over, but it's only a 12-point lead, so there is a little bit of room. If somehow you can get the job done here, Tyler, and James, you'd have to finish nowhere. But how do you feel your chances right now?
Yeah, by the look of the program, my horse 2-1. It looks like he's got a good shot, but I don't know if I have a good enough shot for James not get any money, so it's going to be hard, but we'll see what we can do.
And this is kind of a microcosm of the whole season, isn't it? Because you kind of opened up a bit of a lead on him for the season wins in Canada, but still possibility of him getting there, especially with you going on vacation.
Yeah, for sure. Tyler's a great driver and does a great job, so I'm wishing him all the best while I'm gone. I hope he cleans up, like I said, and I'd like it to come down to the last day so we could really battle it out and have fun with it.
You guys are being a lot nicer right now in this interview than you were on the track today. There's been no holes given by you guys. You guys have been battling it out, but just talk about, how special the day's been overall, Tyler.
Like the whole day?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you can do something for charity, it's great, and like we're being professional right now, but in the driver's room, we're giving a little banner out, and we're not being too nice on the track, so yeah, it's just been a good day.
All right, and there's also the team aspect of it. That's a much closer race right now. So any, talks with your teammates going into this one?
Oh, he's going to have a tough time in here, I think. No, I think you're seeing a lot of what I saw when we did the draw. He was really nervous, and he's starting to find his stride now, but, he was pretty scared early on.
And that's what we were looking for, right? No nicey nice. Let's hear it how it is. There it is, Tyler Borth, James McDonald coming down to the last race in both the team standings and individual standings for the Drivers' Holiday Challenge.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. There's a look at the standings as they currently stand when it comes to the individuals. But if you want to do the quick math and add up the teams, I'll save you the time. I'll do it for you. 3 points separating Team Borth and Team McDonald. Team Tyler Borth has 225 points. Team James McDonald, 222. So just 3 points separating them. Tyler was saying how he has to really needs things to go his way. He needs James to completely miss, and he needs to win in order to leapfrog him. So there still is that possibility, which is amazing to me that James has won 5 races You would think it'd be all wrapped up, but Tyler's done a great job just collecting points.
Well, like we said, though, every single race he's hitting the board,
Yeah.
and he's had a lot of long shots and a lot of just mediocre horses and drives, but, man, he's driving them tidy. He's finding the spots. He's hugging the rail, and he's capitalizing on other people's mistakes. I'd say, like, James is not a great day. He's earned every win he's had, but, man, Tyler's put on a lot of good driving today, and he for the stock he had compared to James's, it shouldn't have been as close, but he's putting in a good fight here.
Yeah, he is, and he mentioned here he likes his chances, Chris, and that's all you need. You need one that you got a little hope with.
You got to have hope. If you don't have that, what do you got, right? So, yeah, like Bob said, Tyler's been knocking on the door all day, too. He's right there. If he doesn't win, he's second. He's 30. He's picking up points all the way through. He's grinding it out, and he's got a big shot in here with this horse, too. This horse has been racing really good, so coming off the qualifier, picked up a fifth, picked up 4 lengths in the back half, a good back half at London there. What do you come 56 and 3, around London at this time of year, that's moving. So, come back, race good, first over next week, got beat half a length. So, in a class where the horse can obviously gets a trip in here and maybe not even need a trip. This horse might be able to rough it and win today. He's got to be a little bit tighter coming back, 20, racing the 24th, back on the first and then back in today.
Coming off a layoff, too.
Yeah,
Chris,
so he's got to tighten
up. He's a fresh
up.
horse. He's a third start off a layoff. He's fresh. He's ready to go, and Tyler's going to have a burr under his saddle here. He's driving for the win, and you know what? James' horse doesn't show a lot of gate speed. He's got the 6-hole. If he has bad racing luck, he can get no points, so this dance ain't over, and from a team aspect, go Tyler Borth, because Etzel's got some money in his pocket. He's going to donate a cherry on my behalf if Tyler Borth's team wins.
All right. Well, this is going to be a good one to finish things off. It stays interesting. That's all you want when you get to the last race of these challenges, for things to certainly at least be somewhat up in the air, so you get a little bit of excitement out of it. Horses are coming under the tunnel out onto the track for race number 10. So for the final time today, we will run through the post parade, and it's all going to kick off with number 1, None Ya Business, a 6-year-old gelding trained by Kevin Bodds. Jason Ryan does the driving. 5 wins this season for this 6-year-old, including last time out, so looking to go back-to-back here in London. Number 2 will be Money on the Beach. Tom Bain trains this 3-year-old gelded son of Sunshine Beach. Nat Day will drive. 3 wins, 4 second-place finishes on the campaign. Here's a horse that actually comes in from the Maritimes. That's where this horse had done a lot of its racing earlier in the season. 3 is Mr. Mock Jimmy, Paul McKenzie for trainer Lindsay Kerr, another one that looks to double up. Number 4 will be Cranky's Boy. Dan Clements is driving for owner-trainer Rick Edwards. 3 for 24 on the season. First start since October 6th. The 5 is Harper's Hat Trick, your current 8-5 favorite, Tyler Borth driving. 3 wins, and then this horse as well has got 10 top 3 finishes on the campaign. 6 is Better's Victory, James McDonald for trainer Jason Sherman. 6-time winner, 11 top 2 finishes. 7 is Viper, Garrett Rooney. Tough starting spot here for this Len Lalonde trainee, but was a winner last time out at Flamborough. And number 8 is Better's Dream. Daryl Thiessen drives. Our final horse will meet today. Michelle Sherman trains. 3 wins, 15 top 3 finishes this season for the 9-year-old. So that is the field for race number 10, the final dash on this Sunday afternoon. Even money right now on the 5, Harper's Hat Trick. And once again, we're going to rejoin James McDonald. James, you were being very polite as you were talking there with Tyler Borth to your side, but come on. I'm sure you're trying to finish the job here.
I don't know that greasy guy that just tries to hook him behind the gate or something, just end it. But no. No, Tyler, like I said, he's done a great job. He's had a big day. I hear Bob back on the back all the time telling him how great he strode. So they must be doing something right. But we're down 3, and, no holds barred here for the last race, that's for sure.
Yeah, figure that out. You've won 5 races today, and yet somehow you haven't shaken Tyler Borth, and you couldn't even get your team out to a big lead. What's everybody else been doing today?
It's a Connor McDavid situation.
No, it's not. It's Bob and Greg can speak to this. These driver challenges, I was telling the boys earlier, it seems like it's one way or the other. You get here and you have all the good ones, or the other times you get here and you have finished last all day. It doesn't seem to be much in between, and unfortunately our team's fallen into the latter today. But I'm hoping we can chunk away here and just edge them out. That'd be really good.
I remember one driver's challenge you were in, James. It was the night after you won the Canadian Pacing Derby. I think you got 0 points Full day and 0 points.
Yeah, I think Doug gave me a blast there. We were halfway through the card, and I was not feeling the best I've ever felt.
Why?
Well, I had a couple sociables after the Derby, and he said to me halfway through the card, I think I was dead last, like you said, 0 points. And he said, "Yeah, you're putting on a real clinic out here, James. All these kids came to watch you drive, and you're sitting dead last." So I sharpened up after that, and I think I managed a solid 8th place finish. Anyway,
it's amazing those kids even stayed to the halfway through the card the way you're racing.
I think you were leaving out the part about the grassroots after. I think you came around when the money was actually on the line.
James, you're having a good day, buddy.
And thank you very much. Great day.
Hey, five today?
Yeah, 5
Might be
wins.
6 if you can get this one across.
I don't know. I'm hoping the boys inside play a little hardball, and although I was told, you guys probably heard these instructions before. You'll have to tell the boys, but they told me this one can leave like a rocket.
Is that right? Never heard that before.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've heard those instructions.
Well, best of luck, buddy. We're cheering for you. Well, I'm cheering for you. Obviously, Bob's not, but I'm cheering for you as usual. So good luck. Go get it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys, and great job today.
All right, good luck, James. All right, there you go. And Bob, I'm glad you corrected me there. Hold on. Now you're not sure. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll get to that later on. Okay, so James McDonald just said, it's been a fun day, but it comes down to the last race for his team. So are we going to just see a bit of a wild affair out here?
I hope so. Let's race them.
I want to see a rodeo.
I want to see. Let's let this get Western.
Let's get at it.
Yeah, let's what's the longest shot on the board? Let's just see them all beat themselves down, and let's see Nat Day just sneak up the rail and just.
Yeah. Jason, how about our man Jason? Let him win.
Come on, Ricky, get off the schneid here.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody that's had a bad day have a win.
You know what? And that usually does happen. The last race of the car, somebody who had just a bad day, been down all day, and just everything shakes free for them, and they can leave feeling a little bit better. But I don't think anybody here in this competition, nobody embarrassed themselves. Nobody drove bad. Everybody drove to the quality of the horses they had, and but they were all here for putting on a good cause. And I think something lost on this. Every single one of these drivers, when they go behind the gates, risking their life. These guys aren't getting any money today. So good for them for going out there. Everybody had a safe and happy day, and nobody lost anything today.
No, it was good. It was good for everybody. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's been putting on a pretty good show, and I have a feeling that show is going to end with a bang here as we've got what should be a great shootout for race number 10. Horses are lining up. Here they go for the finale from Western Fair.
At the Raceway at Western Fair District, 4th annual edition. Great show. All afternoon, some fabulous driving. James McDonald in with 5 victories. Tyler Borth for the driving double. Top of the stretch, None Your Business, Money on the Beach. Mr. Mock Jimmy, Cranky's Boy, Harper's Hat-Trick, Better's Victory, Viper, Better's Dream, back tears it. Here they come. It's go time, and they're off. None Your Business. On the inside, Money on the Beach is next door. Plugged in from the back. There's, nasty breaker, Money on the Beach. Rolled off stride. They're all still up, though, and all still in it. None Your Business, gonna cut it. Plugged in from the back tier spot was Better's Dream, up there to be 3rd. Mr. Mock Jimmy looking for a room at the inn, finding it 4th. Harper's Hat-Trick settled into 5th was Better's Victory. Then in 6th came Cranky's Boy. 7th on the inn for Viper, trailing on the outside after the bumpy first turn, Money on the Beach. 28-1, opened it up. None Your Business coasting here at 9-2 for Jason Ryan. Second best, Better's Dream, Daryl Thiessen. Mr. Mock Jimmy, Paul McKenzie 3rd. Spying up the speed from 4th is traveling down in front of us. Harper's Hat-Trick. Tyler Borth came ahead of Better's Victory. James McDonald switching outside. Then 6th and in for Cranky's Boy, Dan Clements. Viper getting underway for Rooney in 7th, and a gapped off trailer. That is Money on the Beach for Day. 57 for halftime. None Your Business. This is where he tries to win it. 3/8 left to go. None Your Business leading. Up and after him on the wheel now. Better's Dream tracking 3rd. The free-legged pacer, Mr. Mock Jimmy, under urging 4th. Harper's Hat-Trick. Viper getting underway from the backfield. Just took fifth for Rooney, and he's coming on late. 3/4 over there. 1:26 and 2. None ya business. Still going strong up front. Better's Dream trying to take that hard away. Mr. Mock Jimmy has been tripping out in third. Harper's Hadrick fourth. Viper keeps on coming. 1/8 of a mile left to go. None ya business. Still the one. Better's Dream. Room at the inn. Mr. Mock Jimmy coming on through the three-way thriller finale goes to None ya business. And Jason Ryan, they're on top. Very close for second. Mr. Mock Jimmy against Better's Dream. Then it appeared to be Harper's Hat-Trick holding fourth over Viper. 1:57 and 2.
All right, well, hey, sometimes you can say saving the best for last, and Jason Ryan might have been the last pick in the draft, but he gets the job done in the last race. He gets the victory. And Bob, I know you were rooting for Team Borth, but you were certainly rooting on Jason Ryan.
For my man Ricky. No, it was I lost some money probably on the team thing, but no, I was happy to see Ricky get a one. He's too good a driver to leave, not to get shut out on a day like this. No, I'm happy for him for sure.
None of your business actually goes back to back, so consecutive victories now for this 6-year-old gelding, and doing them all in the front end, and it isn't easy, but holds on.
Yeah, he raced big today.
Yeah, Better's Dream at 23-1 was second for Daryl Thiessen. He was a part of Team Borth. So trying to figure out the math here. This will be close, I still think. Although I think the victory probably will get Team McDonald out in front in the team challenge. So Jason Ryan and Paul McKenzie, first and third, they were a part of Team McDonald. Daryl Thiessen and Tyler Borth, second and fourth, were part of Team Borth. So that's the top four. I'll let the money crunchers, or I should say the number crunchers, figure it out for who's going to end up getting the title, and we'll stick around and, of course, provide you with the final details. And for James McDonald, I do believe he'll still get the individual title there, as Tyler Borth was only able to muster up a fourth, but he kind of got the result he needed from James, right?
Yeah.
James missed out on there. His horse just couldn't make up any ground there and was kind of fading. So if Tyler gets the job done, he actually could have ended up stealing the individual title from him, but doesn't look like that'll happen, and we'll end up with what should be a close race for the team challenge at least. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, more coverage live here from Western Fair.
Enjoy the thrill of the race anywhere, anytime with HPIBet.com. Join for free and use your smartphone, tablet, or PC to watch and wager when you can't be at the track. Stream live racing from over 450 tracks. Bet with ease from anywhere. It's safe and secure. Get rewards, race alerts, tips, and more. For a limited time, get $100 when you become a member. Plus, 1 month free live race streaming, and your first bet is on us. Go to HPIBet.com to join for free today.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
And welcome back to Western Fair. As you can see there, the drivers that participated in today's Holiday Drivers Challenge heading over towards the winner's circle for the, I guess you could say, the awards presentation. We'll find out the final winners today, not just the individual winner, but of course as well in the team challenge. What was a pretty fun afternoon, and Chris, the day started off with the first couple of races. They were just electric finishes, and at the end of it all, I'd say most of the races were pretty entertaining. Even in the races where you had a pretty clear-cut winner who won by open lengths, everything else, there was some good action and lots to enjoy.
Fantastic card. I had a great time. I think all the drivers looked like they had a lot of fun. They were laughing and joking. You can see them now. They're laughing and joking. It's just a great day for everybody, and I think these kind of things are great for the industry, so hopefully we'll see some more of it.
I think, too, sometimes you get into these challenges and drivers, they get a little too aggressive and maybe try too hard, and the races start to look a little silly or cowboyish, and I think every driver in this challenge made a good account of themselves. They drove professionally, and they all drove very good too. And the races look clean and good, but they're also exciting.
There were some prices to find today as well, including in the finale where the rail starter number 1 Nunya Business pays $11.40, $6.90, $4.30, and then from the second tier Bettor's Dream $15.80 to place. So check out that exact $279.20 if you took the 2 horses. That technically had the shortest route all the way around the track. Dollar try was $430.60, and the jackpot high five, or I should say just the super high five for $1 paid $2,800. So down to the winner's circle we will go. I'm not sure if we're going to have Robert Reed down there. He is making the trek over. It's not the shortest walk here at Western Fair. If you've never been here, actually, the paddock is across the road on the other side, and you come through on the tunnel. But we'll have Robert Reed make his way over and catch up with the winning team, I would imagine. As look at that. Good coordination. Team McDonald to the left, Team Borth to the right. And
you think they did it on purpose, Mark?
I think they knew what they were doing. And also the big check presentation as some good money. I'm trying to read that there. Does that say 60,000? 6,000. Sorry.
6,000.
Added a zero there. $6,000 going to Toys for Tots.
Oh, James. Oh, yeah.
James just throws the check on the ground.
Give me my trophy.
When you have so much money, right? You just throw the check on the ground.
Well, he threw the check. He goes, I want the trophy. It's like a kid.
Hey, look at that team player. Let's the others lift the trophy first.
Yeah. Well, technically, Ricky won it for him at the end. So
there you go.
Why not? Yeah, not all 4 of them got they had a good day. So good for them.
Exactly that. So Team McDonald is the winner of the 2023 Holiday Drivers Challenge. There's your final point totals as James McDonald, the individual winner, 104 points, 10 more than Tyler Borth. Daryl Thiessen was 3rd. Jason Ryan ends up 4th with that victory in the last, and Nat Day also finishes in a tie for 4th. So there is your top 5. And James McDonald, as he's done all season, just smiling there. And I'd have to say, I think it was a pretty fun day. And I teased earlier with the staff here at the Raceway, if you're going to go with the captains, they should pick their own team.
Yeah.
Out of anybody.
Yeah.
How would that be? Maybe there's a wrinkle for next year if you're bringing back the captain format. It's up to them to recruit the other 3 drivers.
Yeah. All right, but I like this having the local. I think the drivers should stay local too.
Yep.
I think the way that worked out really well. But it's nice that James gets his name on that trophy there.
All right, well, there you see Robert Reed. He's all set. He is flanked by the winning team. Robert, take it away.
All right, I made the trek over from the paddock over to the winner's circle here. And, well, first of all, James McDonald's team gets the job done from behind in the last race, and you hold on as well to win it. We'll start off to the whole team, though. Natasha Day, last year's champion. Part of the team today, right? A lot of good pieces?
Yeah, definitely part of the right team and got picked not last. So that was good.
All right, and Paul McKenzie, you told me earlier that you taught James McDonald everything he knows. And another little-known fact, you wear flip-flops everywhere.
Yeah, James likes the flip-flops. First day he got here off the bus there, he was on Anthony put him on school, and he had flip-flops, a pair of shorts. And I said, man, you got to get a pair of boots first.
Well, there you go, flip-flops. Didn't know that one. And Jason Ryan, you were mad at me earlier, but I told you at the start of the day you would win the last race.
I just stayed away from you as much as I could, and it finally came through.
Well, there you go. A winner for Millhouse to close it out. No winner like a late winner. And James McDonald, you know what? Everything comes up, James, this year, right? Kind of, like I said, a microcosm of the national standings for victories. You get the job done in the individual and then come from behind to win the team one. How's that feel?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, we had a great team. We were really cheering for each other all day, and it was just fitting that Ricky got the job done in the last. You know, he's a good sport about the pick, and we all had fun with it, that's for sure, and it was for a great cause.
All right, any anxious moments in the last there? You were kind of fading back. Tyler was moving forward.
Yeah, I was telling Tyler there, going to the half, I said I didn't have much go, but I was following you. I just tried to get you out early and get you used up. But he had a good chuckle over it, and he's too smart a driver. He didn't fall for the bait anyway, but you know, it worked out good, and we're all really happy.
All right, well, there you have it, James. Congrats on the competition. Enjoy your vacation. Team James McDonald, winners of the Holiday Drivers Challenge 2023.
All right, well, there you go. So James McDonald, Paul McKenzie, Jason Ryan, and Nat Day are the winners of the 2023 Holiday Drivers Challenge, all in support of Toys for Tot. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm not sure if we'll ever do this again. Hopefully they'll have us all back. But I had a great time. Chris, thanks for making it on time. Bob, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it was my son's hockey cake. Can we cut with the unprofessionalism, too, all right? Because you guys are coming second,
We weren't
third,
notified. You didn't notify us that you were going to be there.
Oh, I don't think I have to either.
That's professional courtesy.
That's professional courtesy, because we're in a professional stadium right now.
Guys, this was a lot of fun.
Lots of fun.
Wishing you all the best for the holiday season. Thanks for doing this, and safe and happy 2024. Thanks, guys.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, and we wish you those same sentiments. Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And Cosa-Tv will return in 2024 as we say goodnight from the Raceway at Western Fair.